It is a fast-acting viral strain that infects the host immediately, and upon getting sick, the infected will become racked with coughs, sweat profusely, and start to get the shivers and chills.
There he is, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah. You can't literally run a promotion just for the AEW, what do they call them, sickos?
Thank you very much, TikTok and AEW. See you tonight.
Tony Khan started telling people there's no such thing as long-term booking anymore. It's week to week.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
We just secured the bag.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It was just sort of happened naturally. But it was never something I intended. It was just something that happened because the wrestlers asked me to do things in matches, and I do them.
If you run a promotion just for the sales, you're going to do 400,000 viewers eventually.
Effing melts. You know that SmackDown actually went over and everything?
Yeah.
You know,
What's the point?
the point of SmackDown.
What are you getting at here?
That the DVRs didn't pick it up.
Did they not pick it up?
Mine didn't.
Let's get into everybody's favorite moment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week.
What would you like to listen to in your ears?
I'd like to hear the flute.
Well, if you'd like to flaunt your flute, then we can find you a flautist.
We have just secured the bag.
It doesn't help me.
Okay, so complain, but
I will complain.
Let me out of my misery!
And when I heard that, I was like, what?
Thank you, fuck you, bye, boom.
You got to run a promotion for everybody. The sickos can be the ones that buy tickets first and spend the most money on the merchandise.
Because we have just secured the bag.
But, like, you got to promote for everybody. Then you'll have a lot of viewers.
I think we proved a lot of so-called experts. We made them look like idiots. We're not going anywhere. Tony Khan's not going anywhere.
You'll also be there on TNT. You'll be in 2 places at once. It'll be like my favorite movie. Time. So great, Pittsburgh.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It sort of happened naturally.
the best guys, Tony Khan.
To keep themselves safe.
Apparently, Maeda would go all over the world.
I look and see it's not just me.
Jeff, why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit on TV?
I look and see it's not just me.
This place is a fucking joke, man. You're a clown. I quit.
So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless smile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild.
No. It doesn't make logical sense. But it makes
yes, of course.
But it makes wrestling booking sense. Of course, this makes no sense. Of course, okay, it makes no sense. However, in pro wrestling booking, which often makes no sense, you would do that. It's about making money. It's not about anything else. Wrestling's always been about making money first and foremost. That's it.
Yes, I look and see it's not just me.
Last weekend was the greatest weekend in AEW history. This is the greatest week.
I look and see it's not just me.
Security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. We spent our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth on trial. We stand, we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth on wild. We call us brother child. We spent our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth on trial. We stand, we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth on wild. Wild. Yay!
If you're familiar with how we do things often here on these Wednesdays, it's a lot like one of my favorite movies, Time Cop.
What? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah!
Ooh, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to another eclectic edition of PWT Live Show. Yeah. I am the quite frank, the quite fanatical, and whatever F word you can think of, Phil Marks, or I guess PH as well, right? All right. Phil Marks, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for me. Chat, how you doing? Round of applause, round of applause. You guys hear it? I don't know, StreamYard. They sent me a survey recently. They're like, how have things been? I'm like, well, time to be honest. Time to write my review. I'm like, StreamYard.
You just made the list.
No, how you guys doing? Phil Marks is here. Yeah, and the place to be Wednesday night at PWT. We got 121 of you already. Wow. 129. Look, it's growing across both channels. So run the likes up on both channels. On the clips, we expect 100 likes or else Jericho's going to come back. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I hope you guys are doing great. And yeah, chat. You guys already know what's up. As everyone files in, do my little pluggy plugs, patreon.com/prowrestletimes. Consider becoming a member, 99 cents. Super chat's always welcome. Can't wait to check in with chat. You want the little badges and the green shit on your name, you become a member there. It's a good way to support your boy Philly Phil in the year 2025 as these shows get bigger, badder, and better. The great Pro Wrestle Times live show, right? And I got some podcasts lined up for you guys. A really good one coming tomorrow. Actually, we're gonna record it, so I'll drop it Friday for you guys with my good pal Grapple Vision there from the channel Grapple Vision, who we EFAP his videos. Right, he does the Wrestling Gets Real and all of these other tremendous videos. I'm sure you guys know what Grapple Vision is. So we're gonna chat it up, and some other people lined up here and there. And tonight we got a lot to get to, right? As you guys can see in the title there, you got Dave Meltzer and Sean Ross Sapp going to war with everybody. And so we're going to cover a bit of that in our sickos and our Meltzer flute moments, right? Our segments there. And we also have, of course, WWE hot news. We got maybe some TNA. I'm not too sure, right? If TNA keeps blowing up the way it is, that'll become its whole own thing, you know, where it's like sectioned off away from light news. But I'm sure we got a bunch of stuff. I know we got WWE and a lot of AEW stuff, you know, Jacksonville Jaguar stuff sort of ties in. Ricky Starks denied his freedom. Yeah. No, we're going to get, you guys know my opinions on this, but we're going to cover it again, right? With the whole contracts. And they do sign contracts. Tony Khan's well within his right. We're going to get into it, but you know, he was denied. He asked cordially, hey, can I get let go? And they're not complying. So I don't know if you guys want me to review Raw/NXT. Not Raw, because we do a watch along for that. And you guys heard me talking about it live.
Yeah.
How stupid I am, folks. And so I could review NXT quickly, a little freestyle review before Dynamite starts, and then we have this card here. So the death of AEW, Awful Wrestling says, can this card beat NXT's 777K viewers? So NXT did a decent number there. No, stay warm. And so Tony Khan, as you guys can see in the thumbnail, and today, I think we'll just dive right into... no. Let's just look at this card first. Let's look at this card. So this is a card that Tony Khan, apparently not all the staff can be there because the snow and the icy roads and stuff. So last time he said this, he tweeted that out, but it like wasn't the case. All the wrestlers that he had booked or whatever, all were on the card already. Apparently he just, I don't know. I think we covered it on the show, but people sort of pointed out like, no, he was who didn't show up that wasn't supposed to be there. So this card looks like a normal Dynamite to me, right? So we get Cope versus Pac. All right. So 2 WWE guys, you know, people get triggered when you say that about Pac. They're like Dragon Gate. But yeah, Cope versus Pac. We're going to check that out. A face-to-face with Ospreay and Omega. Honestly, I think Ospreay is going to cook Omega on the mic. Private Party in a tag team championship against the Hurt Syndicate. Do it, Tony. Don't be a fucking coward. Put the belts on Hurt Syndicate, okay? Let's see what else here. Julia Hart versus Hayter 2. Okay. When was the other one? Like, just slap a 2 on it. Tony watched the UFC this last weekend or what? Samoa Joe versus Nick Wayne. This should be a 45-second squash match. And if it's anything longer than that, I am going to have something to say about it, I tell you. And this Dynamite is from Knoxville, Tennessee. So
Thank you, fuck you, bye, boom.
Do you guys, or Kane, I guess we need the fucking bound. So yeah, that's the card. I'll be honest. Ospreay Omega, okay. You know, Cope and Pac, they'll put on like a WWE style match, dude. That's what they're going to do. Cope wrestles with none of his matches you can say are like bad since he's been in AEW, you know. He hasn't done like complete other than, okay, he jumped off the cage, broke his leg. However, Edge gets to make that call. No, he's not such a mark. He's not a Moxley. Like he's not, no one had to talk him into doing that. I'm sure it was like his idea to do it, you know? And here's the thing. He wrestles with psychology. Yes, he had to wrestle Garcia or whatever. It's like complete and utter bullshit. Went through 2 commercial breaks or whatever. But that you have to know when you're signing with Tony, you're gonna have to do some of that. You know, you're gonna have to wrestle in Orange Cassidy or whatever. But yeah, him versus Pac will be pretty solid, and then hopefully Hurt Syndicate just ragdoll Private Party. Hopefully Joe just taps out Wayne, and then I just hope there's not like runouts after every single thing. Because if that's the case, you know the end is just going to be a bunch of bullshit. Because you have Pac there, you know the Bumbleclaw Club is going to come out, and then everyone's going to come out to support Cope, and it's Max Up Carnage 2, or maybe 3. Yeah, so there you go. That's Dynamite. Oh, did I accidentally unbookmark that? I definitely did not mean to do that. So let's just leave that in the bookmarks. Or is it not working? Nothing's working for me today. Okay, here we're going to add this to a folder. Compelling radio. So what we're going to do here now, chat, is we're going to review some NXT. So let me just get the results pulled up. I should have did this prior. Where do we usually go to? Bleacher Report. I guess that's the way. NXT results. Bleacher Report, and if they don't have them, then they're botching. Okay, and we'll just do a freestyle. Yeah, they got them. Okay, bickety boom. So we'll just do like a quick freestyle review of this show. So Corey Graves shows up, and he's like, "I'm right where I need to be. I'm right where I want to be here." And people were saying it looked hostage tapey. I don't think so. I think he needed some time off work, and he was like, "How do we work everyone into a frenzy?" Right? How do we get everyone saying, oh, Graves deserves more and all this shit? Like I pointed out on the show, Graves isn't a mark for himself, dude. Look at Byron Saxton. Graves understands what it means for a Rock to come in and try and insert himself in a fucking WrestleMania. Not that that should happen all the time, but in the rare occasion, or the rare, like, you have to understand how that helps everybody. So Graves being in NXT just helps everybody. Although I do agree, put him on the main roster. You could pair him with either Raw or SmackDown. Just have him there, but they see the value in him being in NXT right now. I'm going to believe that this was a work, and especially because Graves is so smart. The shit he alludes to on commentary, the deleting of the tweet, I just think he's too smart to not know what he was doing and all of that. That's all. So anyways, though, Tony D took on Ridge Holland in a North American Championship match. I mean, two solid guys. This isn't like, this isn't like, I'm not sitting here dying over this match or anything like that. So, yeah, Tony D gets the defense. He's building up. Dion Lennox versus Wes Lee. So Wes Lee gets the win, but at some point he gets slapped in the face by Trick Williams in the back. It's just a straight up like, what did the five fingers say to the face? He gets bitch slapped back to last week, and it's the funniest shit ever. And the handprint was on his face and everything, so that was great. Roxanne Perez had nuclear heat when her and Cora Jade, they came out and they were just getting booed like Dominic style, and it's really amazing. Lexis King versus Charles Dempsey, dude, if I have to see this fucking match over this cup again, I don't know if I can watch another one of these two guys fighting over this cup again. I just got to be honest. Carmen Petrovic versus Jada Parker, and Petrovic got the win. Parker, off the back of some controversy, she gets her own new solo theme music separate from OTM, which was nice. And Petrovic came out with Shanti the Adonis, who went and did a job there on TNA. Nico Vance and Brooks Jensen versus Stax and Luca Crucifino. And the whole thing is, right, they broke Brooks up with his other tag team, and now he's just in a tag team. And okay, I know I sound very bitter about this NXT. It just wasn't the best episode ever, but it wasn't by any means a bad episode of television. I enjoyed it. It actually flew by very quickly too, and that's usually when you're enjoying something. When you're bored, shit's dragging on, you're like trying to stay awake. I watched it after it aired on Netflix. Ba-boom. And so, yeah. I should put that on the soundboard. Oba Femi versus Eddie Thorpe. Now, this was good shit, pal. I like that. Ever since Dijak, whipped Eddie down with the belt, with the strap. He uses the strap. Eddie Thorpe does. And Femi gets the win. But, yeah, Thorpe is just, I don't know. He's a guy I could see on the main roster just doing jobs like mid to lower, not even quite mid, like lower card, but could work his way up. He's serious. He seems real. He doesn't do anything ridiculous. He's an indigenous dude, so I get behind that fully. And yeah, I don't know. He's just a solid hand. I don't know if he'll ever be NXT champion, but they got him to a point where he's believable in that picture. But you knew Oba Femi was going to defend. So ultimately, I don't know, like a C+, C-, C rated NXT for me. Right. And that was our review portion, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for review. Okay, so 213 in here, 214. It's rising across both channels. Run those likes up to 100 on the Clips channel, please and thank you. And consider becoming a member, like Whitest Rabbit, who's been a member for 2 months.
Acknowledge me.
Thank you very much, my guy. And then George Capture for $2 says, the top mod of the top pod says, TK just tweeted that the Samoa Joe match is canceled. Oh, shit. That is unfortunate, dude. But I will say this. I think Joe, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. Maybe he lives in Florida now. Not that like we're trying to stalk people's homes and where they live and shit, but doesn't he live in California? I know he's like from there, no? So they're dealing with a lot of shit down there too. So it could be like greater than just snow. But obviously, yes, planes are getting canceled. And yeah, I mean, I'm not too terribly shocked, and it is unfortunate. But Joe's like a big money player. You don't want to risk him. You don't want to piss him off. You don't want to make him have to fly in on some snowy shit if you're Tony. Right? If it was WWE, they would have already had that shit figured out more than likely. So, either way, not to diminish them, it's nobody's fault. It's nature's fault. It's God's fault. Right? But ultimately, Nick Wayne can wrestle anyone. They can send Serpentico out there and have a goddamn match, right? LK, great take. Where's that? I don't see it. So then, why are you bitter? Do you guys think the Queen of the Castle will be here? I don't know. We'll see. Probably. TK is taking all types of L's tonight. Thorpe dropped a hell of an elbow. Yeah. PWT 316. I love that. Yeah. Main roster's promo heavy. I hope Jericho did. Okay. Anyways, hope Jericho didn't put him through a wall. Well, that's what he did do, and now he's back. So, they just need how to learn how to do a good promo. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So, guys, let's get into light news, and then you guys can pick AEW or WWE news first. You guys can really pick in that aspect. So, the UFC, why is shit getting removed from bookmarks in real time? That is fucked. Actually, I know why, dude. My keyboard has been fucking up hitting buttons on me. Anyways, CM Punk was at the UFC, and I just botched completely. Someone was like, clean it. And I'm like, yeah, dummy, that's what I'm doing. No, not thanks. But I use like that air stuff, and it might not be working. So there you go. It just unbookmarked like a fucking ghost in real time. There you go. Blame Canada. Yeah. AEW news first, always. WWE. Yeah, we could start with AEW, start the show off like very exciting, and then we'll sandwich in the Meltzer stuff for in a bit. But yeah, that was fucked. So I wanted to show you Punk did the GTS thing, and I was like, I made the joke, oh, he might not want to do that because people remember him getting choked out and going to sleep the last time he was in the UFC. So I don't know. I was like, that could have been not the wisest thing to do. Get a cheap no, dude. I went to Best Buy and bought a goddamn good one. That's the thing. I shouldn't have to go to fucking Walgreens or anywhere else, Walmart or anything, and get a fucking another one for cheap, dude. That's what I already did, but I bought a good one because the one that I had before was already shitting out. And I don't know if it's because I fucking sometimes I will like slam my hand down when I'm ranting, and sometimes the keyboard gets it. But so does the mouse and the desk, and I bump the mic too, and all that. But yeah, I get passionate here, folks. Anyways, though, speaking of passion, PCO, French Canadians are passionate, okay? And PCO's one of them. And TNA as a company, this is from Fightful Gossips. They say TNA as a company were livid over the situation with PCO at the GCW Hammerstein show this past weekend. TNA claimed that PCO actually had a replica title. That wasn't the real one. Now, PCO himself, I didn't bookmark it, or maybe the fucking Phantom Menace ghost of the bookmarks past fucking unbookmarked it there for me. But PCO was like, no, it was the real belt. So I don't know if TNA is saying this to save face, or if this is all a publicity stunt, or you know what I mean? But they are in possession of the real title, they said. So they could easily just go to like Belts by Dan and get another one made and then just sign an NDA, keep it low key. But he was set to lose it and finish up with the company this Thursday after his contract expired. They were of the belief that he was upset that his deal wasn't renewed. So it expired in January. They just do like a per appearance thing with people until that gets worked out. And then, yeah, they were going to have him drop the title. He was upset they weren't renewing. He's a Scott D'Amore guy. They, of course, are doing their Maple Leaf Pro thing over there, and D'Amore and the TNA Anthem people sort of have beef, although D'Amore stays consummately profesh and isn't going to talk shit, at least not yet. And they're sort of in a relationship with AEW, the way that TNA and WWE are in a relationship, and TNA and WWE are interested in having places for veterans to go work and establishing and developing new talent for the future of the pro wrestling business. And, you know, PCO doesn't fit into that mold, and we will continue to chronicle it here at PWT. And I think we're doing the best goddamn job. So yeah, shout out PCO. He's disgruntled. I also do love TNA though, so I'm neutral in this one. Fence it and Phil. So Santana Proud, Mike Santana. True story. When I got my release, someone told from AEW, someone told me to quote, say goodbye to wrestling in packed arenas.
You what?
Listen to what someone told him. Someone told Mike Santana when he got his release from AEW. Someone told him to say goodbye to wrestling in packed arenas. I legit laughed it off and said, watch me. Joke's on you, pappy. Bow, bung, bung. That's what's up, man. And I'm telling you guys, Santana's him, man. That pay-per-view performance, that I Quit match really just solidified it. He's that dude when he needs to be that dude. And let's check out miscellaneous here. And hopefully, yeah, we don't get phantom bookmark disappearances. Might fuck up the whole show. So Jim Cornette talks about his... I don't know what the fuck, because I didn't watch this. I want to watch this with you guys, but he's talking about Queen of the Ring. I'm assuming his role in it, or is he breaking down some historical analysis, or is he just, I don't know. I have no idea. He looks so happy. And they got him to leave his house to do this somehow. And look, he's with the dude from Cobra Kai. The cast is phenomenal. Here's him doing a quick promo. I don't know where this is from. Don't strike me, YouTube gods, or whatever company this is from. Shout you guys out when I see the name. I'll holler it. But yeah, the Queen of the Ring. I am currently I added to my list the Queen of Villains, I believe it's called, which is the one about, I hope I don't botch the name, Matt's like Bull Nakano's tag partner. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to fuck the name up, but I'm going to watch that because they have the English dub. So that's on my list here. And so this movie, I don't know. Hopefully it gets like a large theatrical release, but we got to go support wrestling movies and shit. And there's a reason a lot of these companies are doing movies about this stuff and shows about this stuff, is because wrestling's hot again, whether people like to admit that or not. Anyways, let's check out what Jim Cornette has to say about his role in the film and the film overall, I'm assuming. Oh my God. Yeah, see it? Unbookmarked it. Phantom bookmarks. Dun, 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 dun,
Make this up as they went along. I'm Jim Cornette, and for over 40 years, I've been involved in professional wrestling. And now, by virtue of typecasting in the movie, I'm going to be playing an NWA commissioner. I get to turn people down for bookings, and I've been doing that all my life.
I get to turn people down for bookings. Been doing that all my life.
Mildred Burke was the first nationally recognized women's wrestling champion. She literally built an industry where none existed. Of course, obviously, she had a checkered relationship.
Yeah, a film about Mildred Burke. Camille's in it. I think Trinity's in it, like Naomi Fatu, I want to say. A bunch of people. We could pull up the cast here. I will here in a second.
Relationship. Her husband and manager Billy Wolf, which is the root of the story of this movie, but it's also an inside look at the early days of women's wrestling and the fascinating females that were able to bring this genre to life. When Billy Wolf introduced Mildred Burke to the inner workings of pro wrestling, he realized also that she had to have female opponents that...
Yeah, the black helicopter. For real, dude. It's like, what's going on? No, I know exactly what it is. Because remember the other day on the show, I'm like, why is it just making random clips on StreamYard? It's because a couple of buttons are like ghosting and shit. It's so common for Mac. I got to just get I got to switch from Mac, I think. I just used it for so long. It's what it's what I'm accustomed to. But really, it's like, dude, I should just switch to a PC or something. Maybe. I don't know. That's what people like behind the scenes are telling me is the better way. But either way, enough about let's let Jim pull the curtains back on Mildred Burke here. You guys don't care about the PWT stuff. Let's go.
She couldn't wrestle men exclusively, especially on real professional wrestling events. Whether it was Mae Young, who, my God, was one of the toughest women that ever walked the face of the earth. Whether it was Gladys Gilliam, the girl with the cauliflower head, no matter where she got...
The girl with the cauliflower head? That's a circus attraction.
Down, she always landed right on the back of her head. And Elvira Snodgrass, the Kentucky hillbilly.
The fact Jim can just say all this shit off the top of his head and just talk about these ladies, he could wake up from a fucking nap and just talk about this wrestling history, right? And people wonder why he speaks so passionately about it and gets so furious when he feels people are taking the piss, you know?
They were pioneering, they were inventing something that hadn't existed before because there hadn't been women's wrestling on any kind of mainstream basis. And so they literally had to make this up as they went along. They were the first generation that paved the way for all the ladies that have come since. And it's been now over 80 years.
Everyone go see this shit. I want everyone to report back, and then we're going to do a spoiler-filled review. Sound good? Sounds good. Okay, so shout out Jimbo for that. So Samantha Irvin's new song, we're not going to listen to it. I don't even know why I kept that in here, because you just get stricken when you play goddamn music. Here we go. Vince Russo. So this is from Kayfabe News, and this isn't real. This is Kayfabe News. It's a joke, but this popped me so hard. Trump appoints Vince Russo as chief of border wall to ensure nobody gets over. Yo, that's a monster pop, dude. Come on. When I fucking first read that, I died. No, this has to leave the bookmarks. Added to bookmarks? No, dude, we're being fucking... The black helicopters, the bots, they've taken over. I can't do a good Alex Jones right now. Here we go. So basically, this is me. Oh, look, I make my own bookmarks here. So basically, Japan is forming its own NWA. This is pretty badass. So let's take a read here. Japanese pro wrestling has taken a huge step forward. On January 20th, New Japan Pro Wrestling led a groundbreaking press conference to announce the formation of the United Japan Pro Wrestling, UJPW, a historic alliance between the country's biggest promotions. Chaired by Senshiro Takagi, UJPW includes New Japan, All Japan, Noah, Stardom, Dragon Gate, DDT Pro, and several other major companies. But this isn't about money. Takagi made it clear that UJPW is a non-profit focused on unifying the industry. So like talent exchanges, the world champ goes around to each territory, keeps everyone hot, is a nonprofit focused on unifying the industry, strengthening the sport, and improving conditions for wrestlers. The mission is to support the people of Japan through professional wrestling, Takagi explained, adding that the COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the need for a central governing body in times of crisis. The alliance isn't just symbolic, bringing more fans into wrestling, expanding charity efforts, growing international interest, doubling the size of Japan's wrestling industry in the next 10 years. While UJPW won't run its own events, but there will be there'll be the IWGP World Champ and all that shit. There will be a UJPW champion, right? That'll hopefully not do business with AEW. Like, who do you think the UJPW champion's going to do business with? If they all have a say in it, more likely a WWE guy on like a fucking Noah show or something, right? As opposed, or New Japan. I told you guys, I said it on my prediction show or whatever, my Christmas show where I made predictions. New Japan at some point in 2025 is going to say, look, we do work with AEW, but not just AEW. Like, we'll work with WWE too, and we'll see that crossover happen. I believe that. Anywho, could this alliance reshape the future of Japanese wrestling, or will the rivalries between promotions make it too difficult to maintain? Find out next time on The Super Friends. I love it. Let's go. Japanese wrestling, here to stay. Here to make a big comeback, right? Just like TNA. So Kurt Angle said being called Perk Angle hurts his feelings. So let's listen to what he has to say. This was CVV, Giga Chad Van Vliet. Now, I tweeted this out, and I wasn't trying to virtue signal or anything. I was just giving my perspective, right? I never really call him Perk Angle, ever. I don't think you could probably search my Twitter. I don't think I've ever referred to him that way. And it's just because I know too many people in my life who've OD'd or like struggled with pills and stuff like that, So it's just not something I do, but I get why people do it because they mean it as a compliment. It's like in hip hop culture, it's like Papa Perk and shit. Everybody used to be saying that shit. But not only that, it's like a time where he was the most lit and aggressive in the ring. Like TNA Angle is the way to refer to him, I think. But TNA Angle was just goated. He was like God tier, wrestling on another level. So they mean it as a compliment. So I'm not sitting here like, yeah, you idiots. No, I'm just saying from my perspective, that's why I never did it. But other people, I totally get it. And they mean it as a compliment. You know what I mean? But for him, it kind of hurts him, because he struggled. That shit's terrible, man. Dealing with pills and shit, that's like a terrible thing to go through. So, and people who know, okay? So for Kurt, he's never really liked it. It's kind of irked him a bit. He also got a little weirded out by the meme everyone was doing. And we were like, oh, come on now, Kurt, that's not very fair. Just own the fact you're a meme that's gone mainstream, you know? And then he owned it after. But this one, I get it. You know, I get how this could hit a little deeper. Let's see what he has to say to Giga Chad Van Vliet here.
You show that you got your shit together.
Yeah.
People start to forget it.
Yeah.
You know, the only time they remember is when they say, "Hey, remember Perk Angle?" So, you know, that's one of the things that, you know, I still have to deal with, but I understand that, you know, for the fans, it's more of a term of endearment. You know, how great was Perk Angle? He was awesome. Yeah. You know, so I know they're not saying it to try to hurt my feelings. Even though
But does it hurt your feelings?
Yeah. But I know they
because he's, you know, not that he wants to like bury it, but just to be referred to as that. He's a goddamn gold medalist. You know, like, for that to be, you know, I get it. It's a joke. It's a meme. But yeah, I totally see it from his perspective. But even he understands it.
Don't mean it.
Yeah.
And for that,
like, no one means it as offensively, and maybe some people do, but yeah, he was just on another level. You guys know that. Everyone knows it. But I mean, he fucking, because of his neck, and then he had to take the pills, and then look at his arms right now, right? Like, and he said it. Well, we have more Kurt Angle news later, you know, but he said it like, I can't wrestle. I would do anything, not do anything, but I would love to fucking wrestle Cena. Like, I would do in a heartbeat, but I just can't do it. We'll talk about that in a bit, because he actually had a chance to wrestle Cena, but he was dead set on when his retirement would be. So everybody gives Baron Corbin shit, but Angle sort of alleviates a bit of that shit. We'll talk about that later.
I'm okay with, you know, if they say it, I don't want them to say it to my face, but you know, it is what it is.
Does it hurt your feelings because it reminds you of a time you don't want to remember?
It's a time where I was in a dark situation in my life, and that is the part I don't want to remember. All the trouble I got into, you know, the divorce I had, and you know, and just a lot of things that were going on in my life that I don't want to remember anymore.
Yeah. Fucking one of the goats.
You show that you got your shit together.
Yeah.
People start
one of the goats, man. Okay. Speaking of one of the goats and John Cena, here's an iconic rap battle that popped up between John Cena and a fan. Now, some of the language in here, guys, you know what I mean? People would say words back in the day that you can't really say these days because it's insensitive, and people grew up and were like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't say this stuff. So, hey, this isn't PWT's opinion. This is a young, spry, I think platinum selling rapper. No, John Cena went platinum. Isn't he like a Grammy winner or something too? Maybe that part I made up, but he's definitely went platinum with that My Time Is Now album. Here's him just freestyling with a dude, with a fan. And I think he says Jim Ross is there with him at some point, or maybe it's a guy dressed like Jim Ross. I don't know. Let's listen to John Cena battle this fool.
What the fuck is word life? It's some shit to make you sick. Put a finger up your ass and stick one of your...
He said he'd stick the finger in his dick, chat.
Come at me, I'm raw. Yo, you want to battle me? I fucking shatter your jaw. Make him back for some more.
He's dropping F-bombs like nothing. And it's Shook Ones. It's the beat Shook Ones, right? So, like, I'm definitely getting yellow flagged for playing this goddamn song. I don't think we can go through this whole thing, but yeah.
I scramble your ass. You was 2 dozen eggs. I eat you, and I eat the whites too. It's a joke. I crack your ass and I throw away the yolk. Your brain is empty. I can see through your ears. When your whole fucking posse's just a bunch of...
Ooh, he said that his whole posse's a bunch of Q words, guys. Listen, I can't play it because it's Shook Ones. I didn't realize. God damn it. So yeah, there's John Cena battling. Go check that out. Fadeaway Media. He's always posting good shit, pal. So Vanessa Hudgens shared a photo shoot she did with the Hot Girls Love Pro Wrestling tee. And then I believe, who was it? Izzy Dame was wearing the same one, or it's not the exact same, but she went and got the same type of print done. And she was wearing it on NXT as well. I forgot to mention, but yeah, she's all in, pun intended, with the Federation. Tom Pestock, the former Baron Corbin, has trademarked the name Bishop Dyers for entertainment use. So, chat, do you guys like the name Bishop Dyers for Baron Corbin, or is that kind of dumb? You guys let me know. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was miscellaneous news before we get into AEW news. Round of applause for miscellaneous news. Here we go. Let me check in with chat. Woof, Thurscast. Yeah, exactly. We got 281 watching across both channels. We're going to need 100 likes on that clip channel. Otherwise, Jericho's going to show up. And we got some super chats. Denisha Lane for $2. Phil, next week, NXT ATL will be a good card. Yes, and Goldberg's supposed to be there. Goldberg. Bruv. So that should be really good. Adam D for £2 with a sweet fucking Venom picture. Super chatted but messed up. So let me find your chat and see what you're trying to ask. Just say it in the chat and I will respond to you. Here. Give me a moment. I messed up a bit. What are you trying to say, buddy? What's Adam trying to say, chat? Let me know what Adam's trying to say, okay? Thank you very much, Adam D. I will acknowledge you. One thing stays in my head. Gable on Last Raw said, I'm going to master dark arts of Lucha Libre, and Dark Arts Wrestling School is owned by Malachi and Zelina. Right. I would say, I've been saying March Malachi Madness. Malachi March Madness. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Okay? But I don't know shit. I legit don't know anything, right? But just keep your eyes peeled. So I don't know if those things tie in. I know people are saying that, but and then people are like, what does that have to do with Lucha Libre? It's like, well, his wife's Zelina, so makes sense. I'm not implying anything. Yeah, no, I'm not either. Are you, Adam? Because I'm not. Are you? Yeah. You need an X-Files there, Scully? What are you fucking... But yeah, so moving along, we need to get into some news here, some AEW news for you, chat, because I know that's what you guys want. So I can't play the Friends theme again, goddamn, but we do have everyone in the chat ready. 1, 2, 3. We all have to do it together, okay? So it's like this: 1, 2, each. Ichi, D, San. Oh, okay. One more time. Me. Everybody this time. Great. We did it, everybody. Okay. We got a bit to get to. I hope none of these that I'm saving get phantom removed. That would be fucking disappointing, right? So, speaking of jokes that I'm not a big proprietor of, I laugh. We all laugh at the Tony Khan's a cokehead thing, blah, 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 blah. But I've always said on this show, listen, adults saying adults are cokeheads, there are serious implications to that. You know what I mean? And I always said, I maintain, like, yes, I do see the humor in it, absolutely. But I don't think he's like a coke dude. I've always said that. I think he's like an Adderall guy. He probably takes a few Addies, drinks a Starbucks, double shot of espresso, soda, lots of soda water to stay hydrated throughout. But to keep you chipper, it's like water, but like pop. It's like water, but soda all at once. Yeah, so Joey Janela sort of confirms this now. I think Janela would be honest about this. He has no reason to lie, right? And he's the kind of guy who would just say, let's be honest, he has no filter, really. But Joey Janela says, I partied and hung around Tony a lot in the early days of AEW, and he never did cocaine once or did anything to indicate he was doing cocaine. I know how cocaine works, and he wasn't working like that. LOL. Also, yes, this quote came from a vanity search. Ha ha ha. And then this guy says, I'm a cocaine addict and AEW fan, so not judging him, but he definitely has cocaine moments. You don't stay up till 4 a.m. drinking White Claws with Joey Janela when Joey Janela when you're not on coke. See, I don't know, man. Like me, I'm a party guy. If you guys want to go till 4 a.m. weekend and I don't got to I can just drink, you know? I know it, me personally. That's how I am, right? I could sit there and drink beer with you all fucking night or however you want to get down. So I just disagree with that statement. And this guy being like, I'm a cocaine addict and AEW fan, I just don't believe. This guy's got to be trolling, right? Who just says that? So, but yeah, Joey Janela vanity searched himself and cocaine, I guess. Anyways, moving along. Tom Pestock had a lot to say about the Ray Phoenix situation, okay? And this pissed some people off. And this is Baron Corbin, or what was his name? Bishop Drysdale? I don't know. For $10, Plenty in Pixel Art says, can y'all please like darn stream this so I can have one fill stream without buy 2J? You guys heard him, man. Okay? Don't be stupid idiots like the stream.
Stupid idiot.
And because Plinian doesn't want to hear Jericho, and I know a lot of there's 300 watching across both channels. Run the likes up, please, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you, Plinian pipes in again. We staying up till 4 a.m., Phil? $2? Yeah, I mean, I can. You know, life's a little different for me now, but I could do it. Yeah, I'm not too far gone yet. You know what I'm saying, dude? Thank you so much, everybody. Round of applause for Plinian for a great contribution to the show. So, yeah, run those likes up. Don't be stingy with them. So anyways, though, Tom Pestock, FKA Baron Corbin, soon to be known as Bishop, whatever the fuck, responds to this post about Tony Khan needs to let Ray Phoenix go. This situation only hurts the talent. And then Baron Corbin says, if you sign a contract, you honor it. Would it have been okay if Tony didn't pay him while he was hurt or out of action? The answer is no, because Tony signed the contract as well. You can't switch teams after getting what you want and signing the contract. Fully agree, honestly. But unexpected goes, he did honor his contract. Also, part of his contract was working, and Tony isn't holding up his end of the deal. False. Having a contract doesn't mean you are guaranteed TV time or matches. It simply means you can't work for another company. Exactly. All these contracts do. Now, I work as an independent contract. I haven't been lately, but took some time off. But fucking, that's what I do, right? So as well, like with writing gigs and stuff like that. As an independent contractor, a lot of times that's what they'll sign you to do too. Is just, okay, we just don't want you. It's the oldest thing. People talk about like television developmental deals and stuff. People would give, like, let's say a TV writer was in a fucking comedy club. They saw someone kill it. Sometimes people would just write checks so that that guy wouldn't go work anywhere else in the meantime, even if they had nothing for them, you know? So I do agree with that. But where it gets shitty is that Penta and Ray's time were both up, and then Tony wasn't calling them or anything, realized it, and then fucking froze his contract for the injury time. Well within his right. That's shitty that he did that. Well within his right. But it was reactionary. So it's like, okay, shitty, well within his right. And then, like, Penta makes the debut, pulls Ray's merch off of the fucking site or whatever. Now you're fucking with, like, his money and shit on the side, right? Now he's probably got guaranteed money, but now you're messing with the merch aspect. Yeah, that's shitty to do, you know, and it was reactionary to Penta's debut, just like the Ricky Stark stuff. So it's an accumulative thing why people are like, man, fuck him for this Ray situation, even though Tony's well within his rights. It's the exact same thing people was saying fuck Vince about with the Mustafa Ali stuff and other people as well. It's the exact same thing. People are keeping the same energy with this. It's the kid, Tony McCann. Okay? Instead of VKM, it's TKM, but it's Tony Kid McCann. You guys know what I'm saying? So, yeah, although Corbin is right, and he's agreeing with everybody. This guy's like, totally get this. What annoys me is that they're keeping him around to absolutely do nothing. Tom's like, correct. He is not prohibited from running other shows. Yeah. Then Tony needs to use him and put him on TV. And then Tom's like, I agree. If he wants to wrestle, then rock and roll. And yeah, he's not being irrational here, but people did get mad at him. Like some sickos were like, what the fuck? Sickos didn't really have much to say about this, but Edge fucking buries Dave Meltzer stars. And this is in AEW news. I think it's also again in Dave Meltzer news. I had to put it in both. It's so nice. We gonna play it twice. But yeah, Edge on star ratings in pro wrestling and what the wrestlers in AEW do. He says it, that they break their backs trying to fucking get these star ratings that don't even exist. I promise you no one in WWE's doing that.
You have that rapport in there and it becomes fun. And it should be fun. That's the thing that I feel like with the advent of social media and like star ratings for wrestling, what does it even mean? You know, and the pressure that I see talent put on themselves to try and attain this thing that doesn't even exist. Just go and have fun. That's what it's supposed to be. That's why you got into wrestling, is to have fun. There's no other reason to do it. It's not normal to land on your back for a living. You have that rapport in there and it becomes fun.
Oh, let's just all go out there and have fun, guys. In 5, give him the 30. So yeah, here's everything said by Tom Pestock. We missed a couple. So this guy says, wrong, LOL, a contract, and then unexpected wrestling. Could you be any more cringe? And sorry, unexpected, if we follow each other, you're a cool dude. I don't know, to be honest, but like, come on, man. Don't try and tell Baron Corbin how a fucking pro wrestling contract works. You've never signed one. It's ludicrous. But anyways, he goes, wrong, LOL. A contract is you agreeing to offer your services in the realms of the contract. Part of the contract involves you working. Nope. If you aren't being allowed to offer your services as written, unless you put in your contract this X amount of dates minimum guaranteed. And Tony's open to that. I'm sure there's a bunch of people who get guaranteed money who could work in their deal, and you have to at least book me 75 times this year on Dynamite and not Collision. Everything's up for negotiation. Everything. Okay. So this guy's wrong. Yeah, I'm sorry. He's just wrong. If you aren't being allowed to offer your services as written in the contract, then the contract is void. You don't know what's written in the contract, Unexpected Wrestling. Sorry to tell you, bud. You literally do not know what's written in that contract. So why are you trying to tell somebody what's written in there? You know, that's where the IWC just gets silly, man. But anyways, Pestock goes, yeah, how many of these contracts have you signed? Exactly. I want to be work champ and wrestle in the main every night, and that didn't happen. Did that make my contract void? Exactly. Want and need and get are all different things, buddy. But I do feel for Ray. You guys know nobody bats for him and fucking Penta more than I do. But yeah, it is well within the rights. Now, pulling Penta's stuff off the shop, that could be a whole other question. I don't know if there's legal implications to that aspect, or I don't know if, right? Because now you're like fucking with the dude, clearly. And I think you could prove it's a reactionary thing if it were to get legal. I don't know if it's even could get to that degree, right? I'm just throwing out there. That's another situation, like pulling his merch off. I think that's fucking, like actually fucking with an employee to where you have a case there, but just freezing it for the time he was allowed to freeze it. You know, Ray fucked up by just not, because there was no communication. So he thought, okay, they're going to let it run out and Tony's not even going to realize because he hasn't texted me. And we're just going to show up in WWE. And then when Tony got wind of that, then he froze it for the injury time. Well within his right. What Ray should have did was phone and be like, hey, dude, my contract. Hey, I was wondering if I could take up dates until my contract. And then you just like swerve them. You'd be like, there's really big shit going on in MLW. I was wondering if like maybe I could get off by this date, or like you just work it. And then that's how he should have did it. He should have contacted them to make it clear, like, please don't freeze my time, like work that out ahead. But he tried to just not stir up shit. He thought he had good rapport and a good relationship, as the dirt sheet said, right? Ray Phoenix, he wrestled in the pandemic era. He was, you know, Tony loved him for that and everything. He was loyal. Okay, so he just thought the same would be reciprocated, and they would have not freeze the time on his contract, and instead they did that. And that's really shitty, well within his right. But, you know, people are fair to criticize TK. However, Baron Corbin, as the French would say, is right. Tomohiro Ishii injured during AEW Collision match. And I just don't know why he's on Collision. I don't get Tony's fascination with him. A report, AEW considering moving Double or Nothing away from Las Vegas. Hey, guys, we have to move our Las Vegas-themed pay-per-view. That's like our big fucking annual pay-per-view because people in Las Vegas won't come see it. It's so shitty, man.
Exactly, no pop.
And, yeah, if they could take it, someone joked like Atlantic City. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure all the Asian grandmothers playing fucking penny slots are gonna clamor to see fucking AEW. So I don't know, man. Hopefully they find a spot for it. Daniel Garcia deleted his deactivated Twitter. All right, so I don't know. AEW Mole says Global Fight League ? Well, no, actually, sorry. He posted something about MMA. And so I asked him, I said Global Fight League, and then he liked it. So let me break this down for you guys. No one else in the pro wrestling space anywhere is talking about this, but if Mole is right, if he's right about this, then like this guy has to be a legit Mole. There's no way he'd fucking even know Tony's involved in this unless it's public somewhere. And I'm up on all the MMA news. So if I'm missing where Tony Khan's involved in GFL and I'm missing something, holy shit, I don't know, right? So anyways, I just say Global Fight League. He likes it. Okay, I screen grab the like and I go, if this is legit, I know exactly where this is going. It's actually hilarious because the Global Fight League is sort of trying to go against the UFC. And they have a lot of the same promises that AEW had at the beginning too. So what they're doing is they're signing all the ex-UFC guys, like all the legends, right? That are in their 40s and 50s and shit. The GFL, it's called the Global Fight League. And they're putting them in like teams. So they're trying to sort of like reinvent the wheel here of MMA as well. And they're doing like this point-based thing, whatever. And basically they are promising all these fighters like pay-per-view points, healthcare, retirement, right? All this sort of, and there's like a draft pool and all this shit. It sounds just like Tony. Healthcare and women will get paid the same, and there will be rankings, and rankings will matter in the title picture. You know, it's the exact same stuff. And then the Mole just randomly posted something that made me go, or no. He posted GFL. That's what he posted. And I responded Global Fight League because I'm like, there's no way. And because we know Tony wants to dabble in the MMA sphere. There was talks of him, Dave Meltzer, oh, well, he could buy Bellator. And I mean, he could buy Bellator. There was talks of that. Now Bellator is no more. But if Tony gets involved with the GFL, right? Think about it. He could. And then you have WWE and UFC on one side, and then you have GFL who are doing all the same shit, and they're getting the same criticism. Okay? Everybody's like, this isn't going to work. This is stupid. The guy's saying a bunch of nonsense. Da-da-da-da. So if Tony's invested in this or is going to invest in this, just let me put it this way. It's going to be like the next PFL. PFL had to restructure everything because that tournament point system, all that shit doesn't work in MMA. Okay. You just got to do MMA. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. That's the same with AEW. They're trying to like reinvent the wheel a little bit. Fit a fucking square peg in a round hole. And it's like, look, we're not saying copy WWE exactly. We're just saying there's things that work that you could just do and it will work. You know, just look at those things and stop getting so uptight. So if he's invested in the Global Fight League and he starts, and then his wrestlers can be at the Global Fight League fights and we can cross brand, and because Global Fight League is looking for a television thing too, and they're talking to all the street. Maybe they land on Max. That's something that's floating out there. Maybe WBD. That's all I'm saying, man. We could have Tony McCon and the Khans trying to compete with WWE in the sense of we have the GFL and AEW versus like UFC and WWE. I could totally see that. But I will keep an eye on it and bring you guys up to date on this. And I'll be listening to MMA Guru a bunch and stuff, and hopefully he picks up on this and some of these other channels. So, yeah. And I'm not hoping the Global Fight League fails either. It's just you can't do teams and points and seasons. It's not how MMA works. We want to see the best fight the best. In wrestling, we want to see the best wrestle the best, but we also need storyline. And I'll give you this too in MMA, right? Nick Diaz comes in the UFC, loses his first fight, talks all this shit to GSP. To the point where coming off a loss, the UFC's like, fuck it. We'll do GSP versus Nick Diaz because the storyline was there. So the storyline matters in every sport, in every fucking piece of entertainment as well. So I think and they are saying, the storylines you can get from the teams of the Global Fight League, it's just not a good idea. But this isn't the MMA hour here. This is fucking PWT. So let's continue along. But we'll keep an eye on that. AEW star Saraya splits from Ronnie Radke after 5 years. Or 6 years. I'm dyslexic. Sorry. Click to read more. And I'm not going to read more because it's none of our goddamn business. But it is current news, I guess. I quote tweeted, and of course I come up with the quick joke. I just go, I'm surprised they didn't call her former WWE superstar Paige / Saraya or whatever. I see people speculating on why. It's none of our business, you marks. Time Cop. So here's some AEW news because it's my favorite movie. Time Cop. So coming soon to 4K Ultra HD from Shout Factory, Time Cop 1994. When mankind perfects time travel, the government establishes the Time Enforcement Commission to thwart criminal attempts to alter the timeline. Police Officer Walker, Jean-Claude Van Damme, is recruited by TEC Commander Matuzak, Bruce McGill, but soon finds his investigation of Senator Aaron McComb, Ron Silver, being thwarted by elements within the government when Walker's wife, Melissa, Mia Sarah, is attacked. He must travel across time to rescue her and save the future. More info to be announced. Bro, we all know what the movie's about. What more info could there fucking be? Time Cop, murder is forever. Until now. Goddamn, wrestling is forever. Until now. AEW, wrestling's forever. Until this year. Until next year. When we bring it back to 2021. Just like Time Cop. Plenty in Pixel Art for $10 says, your Ishii startled me and I almost spilled my ranch. God damn it. Well, I'm sorry, but listen, dude. Ranch or blue cheese, chat? It's great. Your blue cheese. Let's get in a fight about that. Right? We got in a fight about ketchup on glizzies. Are we going to do ranch and blue cheese next? Dude, I actually enjoy Time Cop as well. Someone's like, oh, come on now, Phil. It's not very fair. I actually like Time Cop. The girl from Ferris Bueller is in Time Cop. Bueller. GFL sounds like IFL. Yes, I do remember it, and that's exactly what everyone's comparing it to. And there was some intrigue there, but where's the IFL? You know, I used to train with Don Fry, and he led a team called the Tucson Scorpions. Yep, remember all that. Blue cheese, yeah. You are wrong, and that's okay. No, mustard only on hot dogs. And then blue cheese with wings. I'm sorry. That's how it's supposed to be. Ranch is like fucking
stupid idiot.
No, I'm joking. I dip carrots in it and shit. But yeah, that's definitely the rules of thumb. Okay, so let's move along. Or actually here, we're just taking a quick little Tony Khan face break. So let's just take a look at his face there as I get Dynamite on the screen. And then we'll continue along with the hot news. Okay, chat? Because it should be on in just a minute or two. I went and saw Sonic 3. That was really good. I really love those movies, you know? Let me see here. Let me see. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, we got Edge. Okay. And Pac in the main event. This show's about to start. And I'm just pulling it up over here on the big screen. Okay. Plenty in pixel art for $2 says, all right, Phil, 2K25 Throwdown Ranch versus Blah. Okay. Do we have to like create wrestlers? You know what I mean? What do they call them? Create a wrestler? Yeah. Create our own cause and go head to head. Phil is a furry, confirmed. No, dude. Okay. I was with family and stuff. We don't fucking. I don't go see kids movies with my wife, bro. Yeah, okay. Ranch versus Bleu, Sacre Bleu. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's get into it here. Ricky Starks has reportedly asked for his release from AEW, but Tony Khan won't give it to him. At the end of the day, so this is Elboo, by the way, right? So I could just call Tony Khan and get a job. I could just call him on the phone and get a job. WWE suck. Let me just do some coke for fucking Ricky Starks. So Elboo says, at the end of the day, things happen to where he's on the outs with AEW right now. It is what it is. There's a lot of things. Most of it will never be reported. But ultimately, there's a falling out there, and it is what it is. He's asked for a release. Tony won't give it to him, and he's just going to wait the rest of his deal. He's going to stay relevant by working indie dates, and good for him. I'm happy for him. That's just going to be the situation in the meantime. What a bunch of cucks, dude. I'm so sorry. How many cucks do you get away with on? I just said 2. Everyone get your super chats.
The best guys, okay? Tony Khan.
And I'm not talking Ricky. I'm talking like these fucking dudes who just sit there and like, that's just how it's got to be in the meantime. But meanwhile, if this was Ricky and WWE, they'd be like, see the fucking Fed, man. The Fed just fucking fed, man. Fed. So annoying. But yeah, so Chris Featherstone, who's a real one, okay? This guy, and he's getting into it with Sapp and shit. Sapp's getting mad at this guy now because he's got fucking scoops. Right, Jesus Christ. Anyways, though, Chris Prolific says, Ricky Starks has asked for his release from AEW. I've been informed. The reason is due to frustrations with the current creative process and not being used since a tag team loss with Big Bill against Top Flight 10 months ago. Oh, shit, was 10 months ago? Holy fuck. On the March 30th, 2024 episode of Collision. I've also been informed that Starks has never turned down any creative ideas throughout his entire 10-month television absence, and he is simply just not being utilized. Starks is currently still with the company, and his release at this time is not being granted. And guys, you have to go because it got cut out of the 10 minutes of Tony Khan on YouTube, right? On YouTube, there's like the 6-minute version because there's only one clip that ever they made me remove. And it's where Tony's showing his chart, the way he books shit on the chart. He's showing it to Sammy Guevara, and there's 400 soda water bottles sitting on a desk behind him. I'm not joking. You have to sign up for my Patreon if you want to see the rest. And there's commentary. There's a commentary version as well with me on it or whatever. I think Marv, the movie monster, might be on it too. But either way, and then there's another part where Sammy Guevara's like backstage with his mom, and it's like, bring your mom to work day or some shit. And I'm not joking. And she's like talking to Tony Khan. Oh, you should get a Sammy's mom's t-shirt and stuff like that. I'm not kidding. And Tony's like, oh yeah, it could be great. And then there's a part where Tony's like talking to Ricky, and you can see the way Ricky like he just looks at him, smiles, and is like, oh yeah, awesome kind of thing. You can just tell. So I'm not surprised that eventually there was a blow over or they just didn't get along in the long run. I'm not shocked by that whatsoever, personally, just from seeing that interaction. But yeah, shout out Ricky Starks, and I just can't wait till he gets to WWE. And although I don't know his age, let's look up Ricky Starks' age. 34. So does he go through the NXT system? He could still make that work, although he could just go straight to the main roster, let's be honest. But he would fit right into that NXT dynamic. So Tony Khan says tonight, Wednesday Night Dynamite, with winter weather, most of our team is here, but some are still battling icy roads and canceled flights. Like pandemic era, I'll make changes if necessary to ensure you see a great show tonight. And that's what we're seeing right now. Pitches made for Tony Chimmel to appear on AEW TV. Why? Do you guys want to know why? Because Tony Khan wants him to go, the Rated R Superstar Cope. That's all he wants. I know that's all he wants because he's a fucking Fed mark. Okay, dude. He wants to recreate everything he can from other companies to claim it as his own because he has no original ideas. Talking about this guy right here. This guy right here. Look at these faces. There's not a genuine thought going through that mind right now. They want Tony Chimmel to come and do what they did in SmackDown 20 years ago. The Rated R Superstar Cope. The Legend Cope. It's like one of those video games. You guys remember that 5-star wrestling game or whatever, where it's like knockoff wrestlers? It's like M. Dickey, right? Wrestling Empire. Shout out M. Dickey, by the way. Wrestling Empire, where, you know, the starting roster, before you edit the names, they all have like Brock Lesnar's like Brooke Laser and Chris Benoit's Chris Benoit and things like that. You know what I mean? So it's just getting to that point. It's just silly. Breaking. The Jaguars have fired their GM, Trent Baalke, and everyone's roasting the Jaguars. Football fans, put them up if you're in the chat. Fell fans, put it up if you're in the chat. And yeah, this Ari Mirov guy says there might not be a bigger fumble this cycle than how the Jaguars handled this. Top coaching candidates were never going to Jacksonville with Trent Baalke still in place. Now, after all the top names have turned them down, the team owner finally realizes it. What a mess. And that's all on fucking Shad Khan. And they fumble in the NFL too. Not just in soccer, not just in pro wrestling. They're fucking fumbling in the NFL as well. And we don't mean to beat a dead horse or kick people when they're down, is I guess the better way to phrase it. But it's just like, get it together. Just put your focus on one thing is what I would say. If I'm Tony Khan, you have to quit all the jobs for all the other teams and all the other shit you do. And stop letting like the Rizzler or whatever call you the owner of the Jaguars on fucking TikToks, because that's not true, you know? And then you just look dumb when shit like that happens. So Shelton Benjamin isn't holding back. So look at this. This is how fucking, speaking of dummies, Ringside News for the fucking L, man. We have to give them a dummy, a stupid idiot for this. Because Ringside News, like, this is, it's just the lowest of the low. Okay? The lowest of the low to, this isn't even a serious topic, but it's just the way they play this goddamn game. It's so dumb. And it just shows you the credibility of all dirt sheets is fucking nil. So they go, Shelton Benjamin isn't holding back on WWE's decision to scrap the Hurt Business. The first words out of Benjamin's mouth in this quote, not WWE, Vince. So they go, Shelton Benjamin isn't holding back on WWE's decision to scrap the Hurt Business. And you're called Ringside News. Not Ringside Stuff, Ringside fucking News. And you say that Benjamin isn't holding back on WWE's decision to scrap the Hurt Business. The first part of his quote is not WWE, Vince. And then you fucking run with this shit at the top. This is why I roast you guys every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. All right. So anyways, for whatever reason, he decided the money. So Vince McMahon decided the money was with Bobby and MVP as his manager. And he was just done with the Hurt Business. We never got a straight answer as to why. Because Vince doesn't like factions, pal. No, they're died in the Attitude Era. And even then, I didn't want to do them. I would just put Snuka with Mr. T and Hogan because fuck it. Because I could. Yeah. MVP as his manager, and he was just done with the Hurt Business. We never got a straight answer as to why. Benjamin confronted McMahon hoping for clarity, but was met with a frustrating response. We've gone as far as we can with the Hurt Business, pal, unless it's hurting the feelings of young paralegals in the back of my plane. And I got one of those beds that spin like an Austin Powers. I'm going to hell. I felt betrayed, Benjamin admitted. When others stayed home, I showed up every week, put in the work. Yeah, during the pandemic era. And we were carrying WWE during the pandemic. With the trio reunited in AEW, they're proving that WWE never let them fully showcase. Never let them fully showcase what, though? They're doing the exact same fucking thing and fighting Private Party for tag titles tonight. And, folks, let's get a big Ichi ni Sanda. And a round of applause for AEW. My favorite M. Dickey one is Hugh As with Big Show. Yeah, there's so many. Let's see here. So Will Ospreay and Lance Archer and Will. So it's just a big brawl, and it's going to force Ospreay and Omega to team up, which is good, I guess, because of the fact like the Callis family and Omega have infinite beef, sort of, even though that story wasn't good. But I said that I prayed this show wouldn't have just brawls and nonsense the whole way through, and we're already starting with one, and then we know the Bumbaclaw Club is going to do that at the end of the show as well. Here, let me check them in chat. Plenty in Pixel Art. $5 says Awful wants you to check your DMs on stream because you'll love it, and I want Awful to like me because he's scary. No, he's fucking not. What are you talking about? Awful's like the nicest guy, right? People just trip out because he's all like, okay, everybody's you got to play this on the show. Everyone's freaking out. I got like 12 DMs asking me. Okay, so let's see this. Here's some breaking AEW news, guys. I have no idea what the fuck this is whatsoever. Here, I'm just doing shit off screen. Sorry, guys. Breaking news here. And let's see, what are you guys looking at? Yeah, I was like, shit, I just opened my DMs to everyone again. Okay, so let's see. Hopefully it's in here. Awful. Hopefully it is in here, my guy. Now that let me back out and then we'll go back in. I saved it to the correct folder. Here we go. So Awful Wrestling, let's give him a breaking news, I suppose. And thank you for this, guys. Thanks to whoever spilled these beans. Tony Khan calls up IWC folks and cries the blues in confidence, only to have these same orbiters record themselves and have a good laugh about it. Just shows there's no ethics in the IWCNN, and Tony is soy, and his confidants are Mark Stooges. Hold on. Whoa, chat. Whoa. No, I'm not that crazy, but holy shit. What's about to happen here? Are you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready for this? Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. No, but for real, guys. Fucking the best. So Dirt Sheet Stooges are recording what Tony Khan's messaging.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
Having a fucking laugh about it, dude. While Ospreay's doing fucking moonsaults off of balconies. Let's hear this shit.
Divulge this here, bro. There was a time when y'all were jumping Tony in like, this was around like Full Gear last year when Jay White got cooked by MJF.
Who is this talking? Someone tell me who this is.
Jeff. I forgot what exactly happened, but it was a week where people were just dumping Tony in like late 2023. And Tony just ran to me to just start like yelling and ranting.
He's like, I'm not fucking selling for these guys.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not going to fucking sell. I'm not going to fucking sell. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this fucking shit.
Nobody appreciates me. Nobody appreciates me.
Yeah, nobody fucking appreciates me. No one fucking appreciates me. He also hit me with the...
Yo, That's what Tony Khan's saying to motherfuckers, man. Oh my God. I knew it, dude. It's just a kid throwing a fucking
The best
temper
guys,
tantrum.
Tony Khan.
Who is this chat? Who's talking right now? Is the elbow awful? Awful, what the fuck are you doing? Get in here. Get in this show. Should I send you a link? Let me know. Blink twice if you need a link. Is that elbow, bro? My goodness, dude. What the fuck?
Tell your fucking friend that guy being CM Punk. He's like,
yo, no way. Tell your friend CM Punk. Woo! He fucking hates Punk, bro. Oh my God. This is what we're going to need. We're going to need someone. We're going to need Corey Graves to cut this promo. And nobody appreciates me. Tell your friend to fuck it. We're going to need someone to cut that promo on NXT.
tell your fucking friend A, B, and C. Maybe he wasn't so fucking selfish. All right. I'm like, why are you yelling at me?
He
Why
would
are
never
you
say
yelling
it
at me?
he would never have said that to his face.
You would never.
I remember hitting him with the, bro, debut Mercedes, and he was like, "No, she's fucking hurt. Her ankle is broken. She's on a fucking wall."
Yeah. Well, I get Tony. I understand Tony for freaking out on your dumbass mark. Who the fuck texts a bro book Mercedes or whatever? No, she's fucking hurt, you idiots. Yeah, I get that one, but because like he's got to deal with a bunch of dumb fucks. Tony, if you just listen to people like me and Awful, you wouldn't have to deal with these dumb fucks asking you dumb fucking questions that piss you off. I don't know. The best guys Tony got. I've been telling you guys since day one. Oh no, it's not gonna be that way. Behind the scenes, it's like, oh God, I'm not gonna put up with the shitballed assholes. They take me to fucking court. The best guy's me.
Fucking dude. And I'm like, but very funny conversation.
And then they're just clowning him. These are the guys you stooge to, Tony. They're clowning you. They're clowning you, bro. They're clowning you. I don't even really clown wrestlers like that. Really think about it. Yes, I say bluntly, Garcia, I'm not saying you're a bad wrestler. You're the shits. You can't be the main event in comparison to what the fuck else is out there and that Tony has the resources to get. Sorry, bud. Needs to be a cruiserweight division. I know that's harsh, but it's not me even burying him, really. It's just the fucking booking. Like, these are the people, bro, who are just laughing at you behind your back to each other publicly. I don't know if this is a leak. I don't know if this is on someone's show, right? About personal shit. Like stuff you tell them and then they go publicly and go, I could just text Tony for a job. You're like everybody's whipping boy, Tony. They all treat you like a punk ass bitch. Swerve's out there on football fields going like, oh man, yeah, Tony, you let me do whatever I want, man. And they're just all saying this. These guys are clowning you. These fucking people you cater to don't even fucking respect you, bro. They just want jobs from you. They just want access from you, dude. Ask any fucking wrestler I've talked to if I've asked them for anything. It's fucking insane, dude. This is insane, okay? This is hilarious, Awful. Thank you so much. Chat, round of applause for Awful for bringing this to our attention here on the show. I mean, just amazing stuff. Let's continue. There's 10 more seconds of these fucking buffoons babbling.
But yeah, very. So I think all that to say, he.
And then they're just laughing it off. Wow. So he's like had a group meeting. Everyone, soldiers, attend hut. I will not take it anymore. Okay. Jesus. I don't know how much longer my dad can keep. I mean, I can keep funding this, especially if you guys are going to talk shit. They're all just like, yeah, Tony, you like that little bitch? Pay us. Yeah, we'll shell your company, little bitch. Let me meet Kenny. I get to meet the Young Bucks, yeah? Yeah, give me backstage passes, Tony. He's like, oh, okay, just say nice things about me, you promise? Tony, call me, bro. If I want to help you, I really, really do. I really, really do. For
The
real.
best guys, Tony Khan.
Awful Wrestling for $2 says, now you know why they cried on that Spaces. Yeah. Which one? Sorry. There's been so many lately everybody's freaking out and crying about, but just in general, they're crying. No, I get it. Awful. Thank you so much. That's incredible. And I thought we were about to hear Tony's voice actually talking to them for a second, but this is just as good, right? And let's say they made that up. They didn't, but let's say they did. I mean, it's not a good look either. Now you have your fucking stooge cronies just making shit up about you, making you look bad, and they just laugh about it. That's fucked, dude. That's pretty fucked, man, especially like how much... I could just picture him doing like a Twitter voices thing. Now everybody screaming, like, God damn, I'm bringing in the Hurt Business. I fucking mean it. Stop being mean to me. They're all just like, little bitch, you got my tickets so I can say some fucking shit. Get my fucking blue check mark money and lie. Make up some lies about someone you don't like. Yeah. Let me backstage. Book Monet, bro. Fucking weirdos, man. Andre Adams for $2 says, who the fuck is Elbu? That's all you need to know. Exactly. It's Ibu from Wrestle Purists, backup hangman. He works for Fightful now too, reviewing WWE, and he's like a big AEW. It's not even like he's an AEW shill. He just says dumb shit, like just borderline. It's not even borderline. It's just towing the line of like, this guy could be actually just saying shit to try and get a reaction at this point. Like, you don't even know anymore. But he genuinely thinks he can book NXT better than fucking HBK. Like, legit, he says stuff like that. And then he gets mad about Netflix Raw. He's like, oh, everyone's sniffing their own farts. Meanwhile, he's the same guy who tweets shit out like, oh, man, I could book. We have a card. He wanted to book this WrestleMania. It's like some chat GPT shit. Eugen Chris. Guten Tag. Sorry, I'm so sorry if I botched this for £5, euros. I don't know what the fuck, but thank you. Hi, Phil. Love the show. Keep up the good work. Also, I sent you a soundbite of Lex Luger screaming, I don't know. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, my God. That is amazing. And I'll give you a thank you, fuck you, bye.
Thank you, fuck you, bye. Boom.
And I will download it and add it to the show for the next show. I'm not going to do it on the air now, but thank you so much for the I don't know, because I've been needing that for a while too. Appreciate you so much. Appreciate everybody who emails me and sends me and stuff. Dashing Purpool for $2 says Elbu is going to get fired from Fightful. No, I think because people like me rage about him and stuff like that. I think that someone like SRS will like that. Like, SRS is engaging in the, like, they took a huge dip at the end of 2024. Meltzer, Fightful, all these, you know, so, but what we've seen is, if you just look at Social Blade stuff, and this isn't stuff I spend my time looking at all, but MJ from NJ does this, Wrestle Graphs, right? I bring him on the show because he spends his time looking at data and stuff. I don't do it. So he was saying that all of these, or not all of them, but Fightful's had a spike since Ross has been engaging with the fucking sickos or whatever. There's more people like following his shit. So, hey man, if that's the type of fucking crowd you want to roll with, do you. 100 likes as usual, PWT. Yeah. So the fucking goated chat in the biz, growing every week too. There's 145 of us watching across both channels, down to 130 now. 15 of you said fuck y'all, but round of applause for everybody. But yeah, in no time we'll be cracking 4 or 5 1K. Play it again. Yeah, let me play it one more time. I won't pause it. Let's just hear what these chuckle fucks have to say. Let's play it one more time.
Divulge this here, bro. There was a time when y'all were jumping Tony in like, this was around like Full Gear last year when Jay White got cooked by MJF. I forgot what exactly happened, but it was a week where people were just jumping Tony in like late 2023, and Tony just ran to me to just start like yelling and ranting.
He's like, I'm not fucking selling for these guys.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking sell.
Won't be hard. Tony's never sold in his life. Hey, sorry guys, I promised I'd shut up.
I'm not gonna fucking sell. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this fucking shit. Nobody fucking appreciates me.
Nobody appreciates me.
Yeah, nobody fucking appreciates me. No one fucking appreciates me. He also hit me with the tell your fucking friend that guy being CM Punk. He was like, tell your fucking friend A, B, and C. Maybe he wasn't so fucking selfish. All right. I'm like, why are you yelling at me? Why are you yelling at me?
So the Bucks have Tony convinced that Punk was selfish, try to help his business, give it $1 million gates.
Would never have said that to his face.
You would never.
I remember hitting him with the debut Mercedes, and he was like, no, she's fucking hurt. Her ankle is broken. She's on a fucking walking boot. And I'm like, but very funny conversation.
And then they go, oh, we have an update for Mercedes Monet boot. Her foot's in a boot. We have an update.
But yeah, very funny. So I say all that to say, he
and then they're just laughing at him. Well, I'm saving that one. That ain't going nowhere. That's for scientific purposes as well. Hopefully the Phantom Menace doesn't fucking start unbookmarking things for me again. Dashing Purpool, a member for 3 months. Aren't you moving, bro? You still made it? I love it too. We get people in the Discord or I get DMs. Hey, man, I don't know if I'll make it this stream. And then you motherfuckers always make it.
Come on now, Eric.
Thank you for being a member and a great supporter. Miss October 30 for $2 says, Phil, send a link to Awful. Send a link to Awful. He wants in. Okay, let me fucking let me do that. Sorry, chat. I'm doing a million things here. Do 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 do. El boo 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 boo. El boo boo boo. El boo boo. El boo boo. El boo. El boo. El boo 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 boo. There we go. I sent you a link. Elboo, 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 boo, 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 boo. Okay, amazing stuff. Yeah, I got so many DMs. Like a bunch of people sent me that like all at once. Awful. You got a link. You come into this whole thing here. This whole ditty here and see what you got to say. Here he is. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now. Awful Wrestling. Awful, what's up, buddy?
Hey, bro, can you hear me?
I can, yeah. What are you fucking riding a tractor or something?
I am, dude. It's fucking freezing out here. Oh, can I curse? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, dude.
So I'm stopping my project so that I can talk about this for at least 10 minutes. I mean, goddamn. Let me first. Yeah, let's put this all in context. I got a DM from somebody who
Awful's glitching out as soon as he comes on the show. It's all good. We'll get him back. Let's go, Awful. Yeah, he just tapped out. The Matrix zapped him. Tony didn't want him fucking saying what he's about to say.
Excuse me, in this little chat forum thing. And it was just like, wait a second. Now things are becoming clear. Is this why they went so hard in the paint against Air Gold and at Spaces? Because they want to protect this type of nonsensical talk for $5 behind a Discord paywall? I don't know. Somebody let me know.
Jesus, man. So where this is from their Discord or whatever? Like where? I don't understand. What is this from?
That,
It looks like
much I
like
don't know.
Yeah.
I would assume it's coming from the Discord because they did blow their wad and say that people got to pay to get into our Discord. Why are you spilling our paywall and all that dumb nonsense? But yeah, this just goes to show, just like you said earlier, Phil, like they have no loyalty. I almost guarantee you when AEW is out of business, I can see the look on all of their faces like, well, I mean, certain they weren't doing certain things. They weren't listening to certain people. They weren't catering to the wider audience, and then they'll believe that they were right all the goddamn time. These guys are sickening.
So if you were Tony Khan and you heard these useful idiots treating you like the useful idiot, what the fuck would your reaction be?
You're fired. You're done. Whatever phone conversation. And listen, you know what? I'm going to make a public apology right now. I am not looking to see anybody from whoever this conversation is with, see them lose their job, okay? That's the first thing I want to say. But I am going to put out this type of information when it's shown to me and I find out it's validated and it's truthful. I don't got no fucking ethics. I don't gotta deal with some fucking code of ethics. I'm a goddamn joke account. So yeah, all's fair game. But I do want to apologize in advance if anybody does get fired for this. But yeah, if I'm Tony Khan, I'm firing that dummy and I'm blocking his number. And I'm like, time to find me another shill.
And none of them technically have jobs, though. We should clear the air, right? Like none of them have on paper AEW jobs, right? As far as we know.
I don't know. Yeah, but it's obvious. It's cleared out that they've shown that they've got access to Tony Khan, to this billionaire. I mean, and look what they do with the information he provides them. And this is what I'm going to do when they do shit like this. That's what I'm going to do. So fuck them.
Oh man, it's pretty funny how they're just mocking him, and then how they allude to CM Punk being like, "Tell your friend," and whatever, like to if he wasn't so selfish or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of all that?
Listen, we see. It's funny you said that, Phil, because you said it earlier. I'm just going to parrot what you said, man. It's like you saw that we all knew that Tony Khan is a man-child. He has sensitive issues. He doesn't act like a man. I mean, if we look at his pop, do you think that motherfucker's an alpha male? Hell to the fuck no. So, the shit rolls downwards. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And, yeah, Tony Khan, sensitive man, baby. That just also shows that motherfucker watches. He lurks. He's probably listening right now, just as his lawyers were listening last night to Toonie Talk Wrestling, those a-holes. But yeah, so that's just the bottom line. The fact of the matter is, Elboo or Iboo or whoever this joker is, he's been found out. And we're just getting one step closer to showing how the IWCNN is a bunch of just fucking filthy marks that just want to grift you for a buck.
Oh man, it's so true. And I just to think they're just clowning them in a way to where it can get leaked. So I'm just so curious, was that from one of their shows, or is that like a private chat?
I'm getting more information. I'm getting more information as it comes in. So developing story is that, this is from their Discord, apparently. And it was secretly recorded by somebody who obviously had to pay $5 to fucking listen to it. But imagine, think about that. Imagine paying $5 to hear 3 or 4 jokers go on and on about the conversations with so this is whisper down the lane. This is high school girl shit that these guys are involved in. Crazy. Crazy. So I'm going to be the school announcer.
I talked to Tony Khan. You talked to Tony Khan? Yeah, I talked to Tony Khan too. Oh, remember when he said this? And then they're just marking him in. Yeah. Oh, remember when he was really seriously mad, and he probably thinks we're friends and he hooks us up all the time, but let's just make fun of him on our Discord because even we think he's a mark and we don't believe the fucking bullshit that we say 90% of the time. We just do it because we get the access.
Is Iboo the same Negro that got the cold shoulder from Tony Khan on that one video?
You want to re-ask me that question, Awful?
Okay. Is Iboo the same? Is Iboo the same basketball American who was caught giving the cold shoulder? Or
oh no!
Come on, guys.
Coming to Rumble.
Anyway,
soon.
but what?
Coming to Rumble soon, PWT.
Yeah.
We're already up there. Yeah, you're talking about this moment right here, where he gets fucking. Tony Khan walks right past him when he's trying to give him a handshake.
Well, Tony Khan just got his receipt.
Oh my goodness. Never forget. Never forget.
What's your name?
So good. Damn it, man. So I wonder if he actually gets mad about this. I wonder if he knew that they were doing shit like this before. Probably not, because this is the first we've heard of it. But I guarantee the reason this got recorded is because this isn't the first time this has happened, and somebody knew they had a bit of a gotcha there. And I just think that's fucking hilarious. And this is just further proof they don't believe the shit they're peddling, or maybe they do believe in that style of wrestling. But as far as just doing everything they can to get to, they fucking how do I word this? They don't give a shit actually about Tony Khan is the best way to put it. Okay, they care more about their access and what he can provide, and maybe they will Washington themselves a job or whatever, than they actually care about helping wrestling in any way, or just being able, like, this guy literally
all that is horse shit. That's horse shit.
Yeah, and this guy literally said too, I hit him with the book Mercedes, bro, or whatever. Like, what did he say? A debut Mercedes, bro. Like, they're fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It's just it's gross, and that's how they look at it, and they don't really care. And they're like pestering Tony. Yeah, Tony freaked out on us. So behind the scenes, in front of the camera, he's all making these fake faces, and he's all like, "Oh yeah, everything's great. It's great. It's great." But then behind the scenes, he's having meltdowns on elbow. Why are you giving them access, Tony? Jesus Christ. Awful wants your shit to fail. He wouldn't give you this much headaches and ask you marked questions like that. Hey, debut Monet. She's in a boot. Yeah, like, and then they go and leak that headline. Well, she's in a boot. We got an update. Meanwhile, they're just laughing at him, making fun of him, because they don't respect him either. And it's like I said a million times over, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the fucking face. He's just surrounded by the wrong people who got him thinking someone like CM Punk was selfish and stuff like that.
Right.
Just craziness. I don't know. I've said it, but
sidebar. I do want to say that the Basketball Americans joke was just that. It was a joke.
Yeah.
All right. My people, the people, my family members and friends have no problem with it. And yeah, again, I'm black. So come on. I know I don't sound like one. Shout out Andre Adams. But because I'm sure he's got a few fucking jokes for me. But yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
my awful impression is just my Obama impression. No, I'm just joking. Samoan Supernova for $5 says, getting off of a long, annoying workday, and the first thing I get to hear is awful. Going scorched earth on idiots is healing me. Thank you, sir. Absolutely.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, man. Dropped a bomb. We have to honestly say, I love that came in right at the tail end of AEW news too. I couldn't believe it. So my DMs were blowing up, and then chat was blowing up too, and I'm like, oh my god, what happened? Like, is Tony? I thought we were going to hear Tony's voice actually yelling at Elbu or something like that. But this is just as good because, I said before, if they're lying about this, it's a huge L for them and Tony. And if they're not lying about this, it's a huge L for them and Tony. You know what I mean? So either way, it's a W for PWT. Okay.
Hey, but Phil, the good news is this is what they're going to. I guarantee you. Check mark this. The good news is that these guys are going to tell you we've got access to them. Okay, so that just lets you know that we're just a step above you as far as being a mark and being a professional, motherfucker. You were just caught on audio in 4K, as the kids say, talking shit about the man after he vented to you in confidence, in private. If Tony Khan had known that you were going to record his venting, he would have never talked to your Okada ass.
Yeah, dude. And like, do we see them around? Do they not get access? Do they? Who fucking knows? It's craziness, man.
Yep. But
and
let the chips fall where they may. Who knows?
If they start trashing AEW, then we know, bro. That's what I was going to point out. Like, if they get hit with NDAs or something now, well, I'll talk to you, but you got to sign NDAs. Or whatever the fuck. And then if they start just being like, well, Tony's, if they start going after Tony, that's when people have really turned, because he's like the cult leader that you can't say shit about, or else everyone melts down. And it's like the main problem is just his lack of creativity, in my opinion.
Yep.
That's the main
So give me a call, Tony Khan. My phone number is 717-666-7866. Hit me up, bro. I got some ideas for you. First thing I would tell you to do is stop talking to these knuckleheads that think that their self-importance is more important than the fandom itself. All right, gentlemen, Mr. Phil, thank you for having me on. I got to get back to work. But peace to the
Okay,
chat,
thank
peace
you.
to everybody.
Let's fucking drop a bomb and a round of applause for Awful Wrestling. You can find him, of course, every Tuesday night on Toonie Talk Wrestling, Toontown Wrestling. You know where to find him. And also on Twitter at AEW Full Awful Wrestling. You guys already know that, though. And here he is on the screen as well. You can see, you go give him a follow on Twitter. And his pod, I think he has his own pod coming soon or something like that too. I don't know. But yeah, excellent work from my guy coming through with that. That was fun, wasn't it? No, a fun little surprise. Ezra Gobert for $2 says, I fucking love this podcast. Me too, dude. It is absolutely George Capture for $5 says, interesting timing with Awful on live. Lashley wins. Yes, so Lashley won the tag team titles as well. I did see that, and thank God. So the Private Party, oh, finally it's their time. And then what do the fans get? Absolutely nothing. They get fucking, which is fine. I mean, it should be on people like Hurt Business, right? Titles should be on Lashley. If anybody's going to walk around with a belt on that show, it should be a guy like Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. But yeah, they are just transitional. That's how Tony viewed them, and that's why they didn't get booked better before. Aaron Rowland for $5 says, so BS when the Bucks lose, air quotes, just so the Bucks didn't have to job to the Hurt Syndicate. Private Party had to do it. Well, exactly. And they've done this multiple times, right? And I guess I played a banjo for Jeff Jarrett, even though he has an acoustic. I don't know. But it is bullshit. And it was the Bucks ran to New Japan and they worked Tony. They go, well, we have this plan. You know, we're going to go to New Japan and win those belts a seventh time so that we're not the ones to lose to Hurt Syndicate. And then we'll come back and face Hurt Syndicate and win the belts off. You know that they're going to come back and face them and win the belts off them. You know that's going to fucking happen. And yeah, they just run away when times get tough. And then they fucking always disappear when it's time. When it's the right time to put people over, they don't fucking do it. They wait till it's too late. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you're absolutely right. And thank you for that. Round of applause for super chatters. Let's acknowledge me. Acknowledge Awful. And the Bucks recapturing the titles make them look stupid. Yeah, absolutely. Fucking chat is lit up right now. Moose Knuckles up in here. Did Alt Jake start his pod yet? No, coming very soon. By Awful, later Awful. AEW equals Scientology. Elboo made fun of Tony. Yeah, it's pretty goddamn fun. It's pretty crazy, isn't it? Nick Chivers. Nick Chivers is here. Chivers, don't worry, I know. I genuinely think beating Private Party is more of a big deal than beating the Hardly Boys. Not much. Yeah, just in context to AEW, their pecking order, the way they present it. But man, they have a good house though. Like this building looks pretty fucking full and they're able to film a big bright building, and that's what we ask for every week. So they've been listening to that a little bit, slowly but surely. They have to start listening to Phil. I wonder if that was Awful's real phone number too. He just put out there. Oh shit. Expect a call from Tony being like, tell your friend not to fucking talk and play that on the air. Oh shit, man, that was funny. So okay, let's get into some WWE news, I guess. No, we just had okay, so let's scroll all the way down. And let's start with this, though. Kurt Angle, because we talked about him earlier, he said Kurt Angle said Vince McMahon was willing to give him John Cena as his final opponent if he waited until 2020, but Angle was locked in with the idea of retiring in 2019. Now, in hindsight, I bet you Angle is like, shit, I should have waited one more year, but also his body was sort of, you know, degenerating a bit. Peace out, Miss October, by the way. Hopefully I'm not a few minutes late for that. WrestleLamia gets cooked by Drew McIntyre. They go, TikTok ban lasted this long. Drew's world title reign. And then Drew's like, you didn't even you'd last even less in bed with a girl if you had ever been with one, you raging virgin. Cooked him. Lindsay Dorado. So we talked about this before. He had a match at one of the house shows for NXT, and Lindsay Dorado confirms to be a head coach in WWE following his return. Sweet. John Cena tweets out a WWE TNA logo, which is just incredible. The amount of people who see this TNA wrestling thing, you know, who only know John Cena and only follow him because of Peacemaker or whatever, might have just went, I wonder what that is, and looked into it. You know, you never know. TNA legend, speaking of TNA, Petey Williams, who I believe that's the guy who like invented and innovated the Canadian Destroyer, no? And so he hit the fucking Canadian Destroyer as a finisher, and now everybody, if that was him, everybody uses it as a transitional move. But he also hit the ring for a pull apart here now, from hitting Destroyers to hitting the Annihilator, the Destroyer, Nia Jax over here. Sorry, guys. I'm also watching Jeff Jarrett while I'm trying to do my thing here, but I'm just trying to listen in to see if it's... So, yeah, he's talking about the world title and stuff. Anyways, but him and Hurricane here breaking up the brawl. Good to see him getting work. Lots of ex-TNA folk over there in WWE. Lash Legend tweeted this out, and this was 2 days ago, so I'm sure she's got it under control now. But in case not, Lash Legend said, "Good morning. Just wanted to announce whatever abnormal activity is going on my Instagram is because I got hacked. I have no access to it. Whatever's going on, again, that's not me. WWE's trying to fix the situation now." Julian Weeks posted this, and it is a clip from Raw where CM Punk went off about Hulk Hogan. Now, I'm going to do this the way I did it the one time where it worked, where this is going to like be off screen, but we're going to listen to what Punk has to say. And yeah, hopefully we don't get Don Stevens, even though Awful got sniped earlier. Just kidding. But yeah, Punk went off on Hogan too. Well, he was just cutting a promo, but he, of course, called Hogan dusty ass. Let's hear it.
Maker of history. It was just 3 short weeks
With
ago.
Jack
I
Hay.
invented the first Monday Night Raw live on Netflix, and I beat Seth Rollins, somebody favored to win this Royal Rumble. It is a very fickle business. What have you done for me lately? Lately, I make history, and I'll do it in 2 short weeks at the Royal.
You guys are saying, imagine if Cena and TNA, like Cena came out once at TNA, and I said it here on PWT before anybody, bro, his last world title reign could be a TNA title, dude. I don't think it'll happen. Could be, though. It would still count. Flair's titles weren't all in one company, right? So Cena's he could say that. He could even just go there and cut that promo and say, you know, to break the record, like Flair's titles weren't all in one company. Then he could just have a match, fucking lose to Hendry. No, maybe not that. I don't think he'll ever have a TNA match. We're just completely fantasy Mark booking. People are going to be like, did you hear Phil Marks thought that Cena would be in TNA? But he's shouting them out. I mean, goddamn.
Royal Rumble when I walk in.
Speaking of shout-outs, CM Punk shouts out the whole roster and describes how he's going to throw them over.
Throw 29 other superstars over the top rope. The stakes are much too high. The lights are much too bright. The pressure is on, and that is when CM Punk comes alive, and that is when he thrives. Nobody can beat me when I am at my best with these people behind me. Did you say John Cena?
I did.
I can't see John Cena.
Ooh, I want that one more time. I want that one more time.
Throwing me over the top rope on February the 1st. Did you say Roman Reigns? Roman Reigns needed my help to settle family business at War Games and in the Royal Rumble. There are no friends. It's every man for himself. I put Drew McIntyre in the dirt. Don't ask me about Sami Zayn. He's not on my level.
Damn, Zayn catching strays. Everybody loves Sammy.
You put Hulk Hogan in the Royal Rumble, I'll throw his dusty ass over the top rope, and I'll kill Hulkamania once and for all. On February the 1st, Maker.
Man. Punk on the stick, dude. He just knows what he's doing, and the internet's like, you guys really think Hogan will be in the Rumble? Fuck no. He can't even walk up the stairs to get into the ring, guys. He's not going to be. How the fuck would he get over the top rope? It'll never happen. But God bless CM Punk. Jimmy B for $2 says, Petey Williams is the man. Long live Team Canada. Yeah, I'm a mark for that all day, every day. and Scott Demore as well. You'll never hear me say a bad word. Adam D became a new member. What's up, dude? Adam D, we earned your fucking membership, man. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much and welcome to this madness, the best pro wrestling live show, I promise you. SWAC fan 100. What up, Phil? Does Cena accept Hendry's challenge? Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Yes, I believe we see at least a promo battle, or in this Rumble, we'll get a Cena Hendry stare down, and then we'll think they're about to fight, but then they'll fucking turn and start like brawling out the heels together. We're going to get something like that where they go face to face. Do we get the match? I don't know, because if that requires Hendry dropping a title, fuck no. If it means non-title on SmackDown or some, maybe, he cleans them up in like fucking 12, 8 minutes, something like that. But I just don't, I don't see them, not Cena, but other guys, sure. Other main roster guys, I think they'd allow Hendry, because I think when Hendry comes in, he's skipping NXT. That was just like a proof of concept, him going to NXT for that week or whatever. Do you know what I mean? 2 weeks or whatever. Hendry, that was just like, here's what we can do with him. All right, cool. We'll go do this on SmackDown one day. He'll take over the broadcast on SmackDown one day and voice over all the vignettes, etc., etc. 350 of you guys in chat across both fucking channels as well. Round of applause. Insane. We're hitting insane numbers. 350 plus in chat. Like, fucking go. Okay, so this poster for Saturday night's main event, which we will be watching on Saturday, brilliant, good shit, pal. I love it. An old NES game. I'm gonna leave that in the bookmarks. So here again, we don't want to get Don Stevens here, but LMFAO, that fan got kicked over. So Cora Jade was in the crowd, or Roxanne Perez, sorry, and she was going nuts and kicked a fan over by accident in the front row confronting Bailey, if you guys can see. See that woman like hit the deck? She got kicked over by Roxanne. And then the camera shot away really quick. So that's funny. And I'm sure she was fine. It's not MJF splashing a drink on you and your child, but it's maybe get your sweater dirty a little bit there, picking yourself up off the ground. Poster looks like pixel cards from WWE Supercard. Fuck yes. Best bump of the night, yeah. So report, WWE in talks to sign El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. So Dr. Wagner Jr., an uber famous luchador, I believe El Hijo, so the son of Dr. Wagner Jr., he's super over too. He's got a fucking super nice mask. Like, look at that whole getup. He has really good gear and shit if you look him up. He is one of these luchadors that, Meltzer's like, oh, well, the top draw? For sure. Like, this is a name that Meltzer wishes. I bet you Meltzer's telling Tony, like, you got to outbid them. You got to. But, yeah, Dr. Wagner Jr. is seriously being sought after by WWE right now. And I think he's wrestling in Noah, or I think he's doing time in Japan right now. But either way, keep our eyes on that. And does he go NXT? No, that's a main roster guy. Imagine like Wagner Jr., Ray Phoenix, Penta, and they're in like a LWO Luchador Hunter stable or something as well. Like the anti fucking LWO or something, that could totally be cool too. I just don't want to see any of these guys. Everyone in the IWC keeps harping on the LWO because it's like, keep them far away. And they are with Penta. God, I don't know if anyone's been brought in as good as him, and not in recent memory. Yeah, guys, run those likes up. There's like 350 fucking plus watching tonight. Let's get them up to like 150 on the fucking Clips channel. Run them up. It's the free way to support. I don't ask for much. We drop bombs. Here's the best live show. Or you hate my guts, hit the dislike too. Whatever you want, but just run that like up. Or if you guys want Jericho, run them up to 150, 200, and we'll fucking see. But speaking of 0 to 100, real quick, Hogan goes full Hulkamania, Jack, on Fox News during Trump's Liberty Ball. And this is the news, brother, so we won't get striked.
The Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan joins me now. How you feeling, Hulk?
Brother, I am so
Brother, I'm 12 beer. I'm 12 real Americans deep, dude. And I used to talk shit about vitamins and prayers, and now it's all about barley and yeast. Now it's all about the hops, brother.
So stressed out, brother. You know, riddle me this, riddle me that. Nobody's afraid of the old man who don't know where he's at, brother. What a day.
And by that I'm talking about Vince McMahon, dude. The man's gone. Let me tell you, Jack.
Hey, what a day.
Oh, that old man, the huckster, who knows where he is?
Now he left. We saw
this is so fucking stupid.
him leave on the helicopter.
Yeah, but wait, he's not going anywhere. You know what he's doing? Pardon me this, pardon me that, pardon my brother, my uncle, my sister.
Hey, hey, Jesus, this, Moses, that. Abraham hit me with a wiffle ball bat. Oh, what is he, fucking Andrew Hulk Clay over here? He's got fucking Mother Goose, I fucked her. Jack and Jill went up the hill both with $1 and a quarter. Right? Like, what the fuck? Hulk's fucking, dude, he's Cat in the Hat, Hulk in the Hat now. Jesus.
Listen, but everywhere I
He
go,
starts ripping his sleeves. That's the part I'm trying to get to.
nobody recognizes me.
What are you talking about?
I say, is that Hulk Hogan over there? Oh wait, no, that might be Hulk Hogan.
Or it might be Santa with muscles. Or maybe it's the time I play Thunder in Paradise. One of my many roles. I'm Hulk McClure.
Hulk, no, that's not Hulk Hogan. He doesn't wear a suit. You know, Jesse, that suit is holding me down. Just like that 4-year administration.
What are you going to do?
The lies, the cheating, all the stuff that's going on, brother. I feel like the veil's been lifted.
The lies, the cheating. And I'm not talking about what happened with my last wife, brother.
Hey, and that dark cloud. If I wasn't so tired, brother, I'd just rip all my clothes.
Oh, you're not tired.
Get off America. Hold on, Jesse.
All right, here we go.
Do it for America, Hulk. Do it for America.
Our border. Lord God Christ.
Yes.
We got real American beer in the house. We got real American beer. Trump-a-mania, brother. We've got Trump-a-mania running this country, brother.
Oh, shit. And then this. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. They should have got Hulk in a guillotine like Jack Perry, right? Someone AI that. Holy shit, guys. Fucking amazing. We live in the funniest timeline or universe or year. I don't know how you want to someone stop this man. Plugs the beer. Holy shit, brother. That was great, man. Holy fuck. Dr. Chris Featherstone, the premiere episode of WWE on Netflix has made the global weekly top 10, dude, at number 4, amassing a total of 5.9 million viewers in the United States. The January 6 Raw is ranked at 5, but the total number of views is not shown. The press release stated that the debut show garnered 2.6 million in the US. However, as I previously reported, aside from the blah, 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 we fucking know, okay? They made the global weekly top 10 list. Missing You limited series, American Primeval. Let's see if any of us are watching these. Missing You, American Primeval, or whatever. Jerry Springer Fights Camera Action. That was a good one. Raw, Departure, Virgin River, Gabriel Iglesias, Legend of Fluffy Black Doves, Departure, Season 2, The Night Agent. Okay, so there you go, man. They made number 4. So they're rocking it. We got more Netflix news too, and you got to keep in mind whenever there's big Netflix news that comes out, you got to remember Raw's their weekly number 1 show on that fucking whole thing. So, I mean, what do they say? Correlation doesn't mean causation, but motherfucker, when it's 1-to-1 like that, you guys will see when it's 1-to-1. And the Netflix dude came out and was like, yeah, they are hitting our numbers and stuff. I just think it grows. Now, I know the numbers are going down a bit, but after Mania, we could see a spike, maybe 7 million globally start watching it or something, right? Maybe it's not all just in America, right? Trumpomania is running wild right now. We don't know. Is that going to lure more wrestling fans, or or is Hulk turning wrestling fans off right now? I don't know. But The Undertaker praised Triple H for changing WWE's backstage culture. He says, it's so chill backstage now. You've got people resting in peace. People in corners shooting TikToks. I think it's a testament to the trust Triple H and Nick Khan have in everyone to do their jobs. Back in the day, if the boss was stressed, everyone else was stressed. Now there's a trust in the system that makes a difference. Triple H puts out so much positive energy and it resonates with the whole team. It's a completely different atmosphere. Yeah, things are just phantom being removed from bookmarks again. That's no fucking fun. So Netflix. And this is via Raj Giri, who says WWE manages to stay ahead of the curve, first on the network and now on the Netflix deal. Netflix added a record 19 million subs last quarter, bringing the number of paid subs to over 300 million, dude. And Netflix shares soar as company reports surging revenue, etc. They unleashed a new ad tier system or whatever in America, right? So you guys let me know what that's all about, because that's foreign to me. And as far as I'm concerned, it's the same for me. So I'm not affected by that. So screw you guys. I'm going. No. But shout out Raj. And yes, Netflix shares are surging. More on that in a minute. What do you mean Rikishi would not wipe his ass? So get ready for a sicko segment. If that fucking Hulk Hogan ripping his clothes off made you want to vomit, get ready for this. Kurt Angle telling Giga Chad Van Vliet about Rikishi not wiping his tookish before he backed that ass up. You know what I mean?
And but Rikishi got me during a match. He had to go to the bathroom before the match, and he didn't wipe his butt. And he did this stink face on me. And man, talking about brown nose. I had yeah, it stunk so bad too, man.
Oh,
I went backstage. He was laughing. I wasn't even mad. I was like,
was this a TV match? Oh man.
Yeah, the boy. And but Rikishi got me during.
Didn't wipe his ass. Stank faced. Your boy Kurt Angle. Here's Corey Graves. He showed up on NXT and he said the damn thing. He's like, I'm right where I want to be. And people are like, it's like a hostage video. No, I don't get that vibe at all. DDP, you guys can see the GIF. He was there in the house at NXT, and they're in Atlanta. I want to say next week, or if that's for Raw. So Goldberg will be there. I wonder if we'll see any other WCW people. Wouldn't be a bad time to have maybe like the Steiners or something show up, do something maybe with Braun. Not that they got to roll everyone out. So this here, we shouldn't get pulled for this, right? 90s WWE, back when we used to watch the pay-per-view pre-show free-for-all on the TV Guide channel. Who remembers this shit? God. And the only time you get to watch the TV Guide channel anymore is when you're in a fucking hotel, and it's super annoying, you know? Because you're like, God damn it. You're like, we used to do this. You used to have to spend 10 minutes doing this shit. Twins was on. Oh, DeVito, we look alike. No, I don't got a Schwarzenegger.
Sapp, are you prepared for the worst? Jesus Christ said I'm prepared for just about anything to happen in that ring tonight. As far as The Undertaker, Kane, and Mankind goes, Stone Cold Steve Austin doesn't give a rat's ass who's on whose side or what the hell happens. But I can damn sure tell The Undertaker this. If he's planning on taking
what? If he's planning on... So, NXT is in Atlanta too. Okay, that's what I thought. That is what I thought. My USA and TNT channel 29 and 30. Fucking amazing. So you would just flip up and down, right? Because that aligns, right, with the Attitude Era. This shit is amazing. The two fat old ladies, or Emerald, bam, or whatever that Emerald or whatever.
Call Steve Austin down. I'll take that son of a bitch right down with me. The highway to hell can start.
The Miami Dolphin cheerleader calendar. Let's fucking go, dude. Look at some of this behind the music. Y'all remember VH1? Oh shit. Do you guys remember the VH1 the Surreal Life? and then X-Pac showed up and he was all wasted and China was in it. And then one of the fucking what is it, like Donny Osmond or whatever bounced X-Pac out of the fucking house. Y'all remember that?
Start right now. It really doesn't make a damn to me. Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to walk out there to that ring and beat somebody's ass, and that's all I got to say to you.
WWF Champion Stone Cold Steve Austin.
In Your House, Fully Loaded tonight, channel 74. God damn, man. Takes you back. Takes you back, man. Speaking of taking you back, here is the Saturday night's main event card. We're going to keep these graphics until Saturday because they're both fly as fuck. And yeah, we'll talk about that more Saturday. Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos addresses viewership numbers for WWE Raw. I think I just have the fucking quote. He just confirmed that they're reading, that Raw is reading. I meant to say Raw is meeting. Raw is meeting their projections. Okay, folks? So there you go. Whatever they projected, and they could just be lying too, because it's the TV biz. But who gives a fuck? They're happy. Everyone's happy. The only people aren't happy are the people who want to see WWE die or just only care about McGraps or AEW beating WWE just because. So Ma is reading. I was legit going to say that, but I pirated all the pay-per-views back then. I'm not surprised, Moose Knuckle. But yeah, so shout out Netflix and Ted Sarandos, I guess. They're meeting their numbers. We haven't heard shit about... We got one tweet, I think, about Dynamite from Max. So that's it. Literally a tweet. Brian R. Sullivan says that I'm happy to announce that WWE will be contributing photography to Irresistible Force, The Life and Times of Gorilla Monsoon. In fact, I've been spending the evening looking through the photos, and they're magnificent. Excited to have involvement from the company Gino helped build. So there you go, man. Where's my fucking old-timers in the chat, dude? Gorilla Monsoon. WWE's like, yeah, you know, before they had to control all their own documentaries and film it with us, pal, and all of that. And now it's, yeah, we'll fucking work with you, dude. Sure. What do you need about Gorilla? Stone Cold Steve Austin shares an update on his left knee after he completely shattered it. And so 7 weeks post-op. So yeah, he wasn't going to be on that debut Raw, and I was a dumbass. And they put that fucking smoking skull symbol in there purposefully to troll. Or maybe he just was keeping his cards close to the chest. Who knows? But Stone Cold says, how it was and how it is. What? I'm 7 weeks post-op, kid, on a total knee replacement. Some bitch, my left knee was on his last leg, and I've been putting this surgery off for years. What? Post-op x-rays show everything is healing nicely. Many thanks to Dr. Nicholas Derrick Bobst, and their excellent team from a goddamn surgery, son. Thanks to Bill Wall, a physical therapy specialist, for getting me back on track so I can drink this damn beer. Before starting PT, I came out of the gate aggressive and started walking way too soon. Oh, okay, so WWE thought he'd fucking be there because he came out aggressive, walking way too soon, and then he hurt himself. Makes sense. Makes sense. So there's his x-ray in his knee, fucked it up. And yeah, I don't want to see Austin wrestle again. I really don't. Maybe a tag match. Oh, there you go. The Phantom Menace fucking removing bookmarks again. Great. I love that. That's just amazing for everybody. Here we go. So plans for Alexa Bliss's expected WWE return are currently off the table. WWE Creative has been told to put all plans for Alexa Bliss. I can't talk today. Chat, I cannot fucking talk today. I need some soda water. That's why the special stuff, the secret stuff. MJ, like in the movie Space Jam, but it's my own formula. It's not water, it's soda water. Far superior to conventional water or even sparkling water or flavored water for that matter. Okay, so plans for Alexa Bliss's expected WWE return are currently off the table. WWE Creative has been told to put all plans for Alexa Bliss on hold indefinitely. And this is via PW Insider, who've been botching so fucking hard lately. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey, fire! But I will say this. I bet the plan is just, okay, at the Rumble. We'll see at the Rumble. Creative plans were not an issue, and Bliss was ready to return, but the company put a halt to the plans. One source believed it may be a contract issue. Additional sources spoken to claim to not know of where the issue could be. Bliss is not featured in any creative pitches for the Women's Royal Rumble match. You're getting worked. So, Kurt Angle, we read this one, and that was WWE News. Round of applause. So, yeah, we had Swerve's match against AR Fox because he doesn't want to work with Bobby Lashley is what's floating around in the rumor mill. And then we have MJF out here looking like a mini Don Callis and looking like a mini Don Callis and wearing these rose-colored glasses and just cutting a promo. So, I mean, that is what it is. Do you see this, like, phantom unbookmarking? This shit is wild, man. That is not good. Someone's fucking. We're getting hacked. The black helicopter. Does WWE even talk to media? No. Fuck no. I'm just listening to MJF here, chat, for a second. These fans, they don't even love you anymore. Just hack whateverness. Just kidding. But he just lost all of his heat, dude. Double J, they're chanting. No, I want that one removed. What the fuck? Yeah, this is just X is being a glitch. X is being a glitch. That's fine. Guys, do you want Sickos or do you want Meltzer next? What do you guys want? Round of applause for chat tonight here, destroying unprecedented views and records. Round of applause for you all. Do you guys want Sickos or Flukes? Let me know. Wait, is Mrs. C actually Jim's wife? Yes. It's Mrs. Cornett, bro. Mrs. C. Here we go. Yeah, MJF, I don't know. He kept it short and sweet, though. He didn't go too overly long where it's the same old shit, and he kind of sort of attacked the people a bit. Now Hangman's getting involved. So didn't Hangman... Is he slated for a match? Let's look. I don't think so. And didn't he just bludgeon and beat Chris Daniels bloody and retired him? Who was like the guy stopping the invaders and all of that? You know? Yeah, I have no idea why Hangman's coming out. He just bloodied up like Daniels, so why would he even have a thing? Why the fuck would he have anything to say to MJF? Can someone explain that to me? Why would he care? And he's just wrestling a jobber. So there's a heel who just told another heel to fuck off. Yeah, okay. Back to news. You guys let me know what you want as far as yeah. Flutes or sickos. Sickos, flutes. Jobber still standing out there, yeah. Anyone else fall off? Yeah, dude, no fucking, not cool, dude. Flutes, sickos. It's pretty split, man. You guys are pretty split. Sorry, I know you're just listening to nothing, but I'm trying to discern here. Sickos or flutes. Damn, it's pretty fucking split, but I think it's more sickos. Yeah, let's go sickos first. Sickos win. We'll go sickos first. And hopefully none of these phantom disappear. So this episode, as the title indicates, we have Meltzer and Sapp versus everybody. It is time for our Super Sicko segment. So let's scroll all the way down here. We looked at the elbow stuff. Okay, so Andy H. Murray from Wrestle Talk or Cultaholic or What Culture, one of these bullshits, goes, Paul Levesque is a good booker because he has correctly identified what his audience wants from the WWE product. He correctly identified what his audience wants. So they always try and use these fuddy-duddy words to make it like WWE fans don't want wrestling. They want other things. And it's so fucking stupid. And has continually delivered it for 2 years now, but never has a man been so in love with the smell of his own farts. And I quote tweeted this and I was like, Andy H. Murray's never worked with a real producer. It's what every producer, go sit in the crowd for The Price is Right, dude. And there's people walking around doing shit. It's like dumbest thing ever. And Triple H has pulled the curtain back. He's admitted it. Like, there's no secret to what we do here. We don't have to treat them like they're dumb, you know? And yeah, some people might think Triple H is all pulling a ditty and he's all up in the videos. And Shaw would say all up in the background. But yeah. Anyway, Sting is going to be in Orlando, and it says WWE Hall of Famer Sting is coming to MegaCon. And I quote tweeted, and I was like, Orlando can't wait to meet WWE superstar Sting. Just being a smartass. So I quote tweeted this, and it got a lot of traction. Look at that. Wow. Viral Phil. And I said, and now the cult flips on Britt. And Takesh the Fan says, saying nobody cares about the women you're about to feud with on live TV is such a stupid and unprofessional move. Glad I no longer have to see her on my TV. And yeah, the usual suspects fucking flip on her. I don't think we want Britt in WWE as a WWE fan. I think I would rather, as an AEW fan, see it work out there or see her go to TNA. Her and Tessa go work it out. For real. Carry that, be a tag team. Team up and just have everyone hate you, nuclear heat, and let's see. But here's the thing, she'll never get the money she got in AEW again ever. And that's the problem. That's one of the problems that the best guy Tony Khan created, was that you never will make this money again, some of these people, because she's making so goddamn much and was supposed to be their top woman, the first woman signed, and now she has beef with the fucking owner. Why does Cody, Britt Baker, why is it always beefy and shit? The first tag team you signed, all the day ones, dude, were signed thinking like, okay, they're going to run with me. No. He starts finding new toys. I don't think he could hang. Pardon me. I don't think she could hang in WWE right now. She'd really have to put work into the PC. So cult flipping on her. I wrote Sicko Wars. So AIR Gold came at me and Sapp on the same day, called me a pussy. I think I have a bookmarked in here, and I just destroyed him. And then I heard Sapp and AIR Gold were in a spaces. And then it was actually awful DM me, and he's like, yo, Sapp used your tweet to fucking own AIR Gold or whatever. And I'm like, oh God, it's whatever. Okay. To me, I put the tweet out. I was like, an admitted gossiping dick pill shiller and an admitted bot engagement farming for $130 a month off X. You know what I mean? Click engagement for money, admitted, which will show you AIR Gold. Oh, they're both arguing about misinformation. How fucking stupid is that? It doesn't get any dumber than that. But yeah, I don't know. AIR Gold goes, rumor has it Hangman feels it was complete bullshit that he missed out on main eventing All In last summer, which is something AIR completely made up because he's a fucking bot troll. And he completely changed his Twitter, I guess, after this thing, right? AIR Gold goes, people quickly dismiss the no DQ article, and someone will likely do the same with this if it is fake. SRS goes, I've reached out to you multiple times about spreading misinformation. Sean, AIR Gold's a bot. He's an NPC, dude. Why the fuck would you care? You're not supposed to just throw shit at the wall and hope it sticks. And he's not a news source, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants, bro. You can't gatekeep spreading fake rumors on the internet, right? When that's what all the dirt sheets partake in, as we chronicle here. And also, it's just a goober. Why would you waste your fucking time? And then Sapp, I guess, hit him with a fucking wrestlers hate you. Someone, Stephanie Hypes or someone like that, posted a clip of basically he's like, oh, well, this wrestler hates you or something. And So I'm trying to tell you, like, I don't when you go too far with the sicko or wacko-ness, I'm telling you, wrestlers don't like that shit. You know what I mean? And I try and tell these motherfuckers, and they don't want to listen, but it is what it is. So then they go through these humiliation rituals on fucking Twitter. Oh, it's so funny. So I think there's more. Yeah, so AR Gold just came at me. What the fuck did I say? I was like, dude, he's a clout farmer or something. No, he was just AR is a literal cat lady, but a dude. That's what I wrote about him. And then I don't know if he vanity searched or whatever. And that's actually the facts, right? And then he said, yeah, so I have him muted from a long time. Here's his new thing, whatever this is. AR Gold. He's got like a new handle, or maybe he just switched it back. I don't know. But he switched his picture and shit. But he's like, Phil Marks, you're a pussy. I've invited you to come on here about wrestling. No, he never did. And all the other things you disagree with me on. I don't even know what we disagree on, bro. I just think you're an NPC bot. So it's like this weird thing he's inventing in his head. That's not true. And you never, ever take up the offer. We've had one conversation that you ducked out on. And of course, he didn't respond to this at all. Because why the fuck would he? But I was like, you ducked out, bro. Also, you don't want to actually have a conversation. We tried that privately. You just want to talk about subjective taste, which is undebatable. What I mean by that, Chad, is like you can't debate. Like if you honestly think Ospreay's matches are better than fucking Roman Reigns, you can't argue that. Like there is a matter of taste in that, you know? We can debate like, okay, well, who sells better? Okay, well, who draws more? Okay, well, who is more physically imposing? You could have that debate and then try and sway someone, but you can't debate people's subjective. Some people like the movie Sonic 3. Some people call you a furry if you watch it. Right? So you can't debate like what people like. Some people like vanilla, some people like chocolate, you know? Anyways, though, I was like, meanwhile, you started the grift of just regurgitating what someone like myself and many others were saying months ago, just to garner impressions. Lastly, I actually get pussy and you just live with two cats and smell like fish. I meant to say you live like a cat lady and smell like fish, but whatever. I was just typing that to own him as fast as I could. So either way, fucking I destroyed him, and they keep going. So, you know, like Sapp's in here, and like I don't know. I gave Awful a gif of me and I was like, me and Sapp with the mega powers thing to take out AR Gold. And then he's like, yuck. And I was like, yeah, fuck them both. I'm just joking. But it was just funny that, you know, usually we're fucking button heads and then we're both like, no, fuck this guy. It was just kind of a funny thing that I didn't expect at all to happen on the same day, you know. But AR Gold responds to Sapp. He's like, you yourself are on Twitter making a few extra pennies, as is the Fightful account. I am not a reporter. I don't claim to be one, just a guy who heard a rumor. And wait till you see this DM that leaked of AR Gold admitting to being a fucking money grifter. Okay, watch. The same one now you've heard. You don't work for me, but you might want to get to work before I grift. And he's like, I don't know, being cringe. Dude takes himself way too seriously, man. Sean Ross Sapp goes, we have publicly donated to charity or done giveaways for all of our Twitter money. We were verified prior to payouts. And that's good if he donates the Twitter money. That's a good thing, I guess. I haven't heard anything but a contextless clip from a show. Exactly. So then why do you care? From a show of which a host told me they also reached out, told me they reached out to you. They also reached out, told me they reached out to you. Okay. Posting misinformation. Go fuck yourself, you weird little clown. Maybe if you got to work, you'd be more fulfilled. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna argue, Sapp, on that. I pretty much told AR Gold the same thing, like, bro. But yeah, I just quote tweet this as like clout clown, and then I go, the grift is real, literal NPC bot farms. This is where this all started. So I guess it got leaked by Sapp, I guess. But what AR Gold's been doing is going around to these accounts, I guess, and asking people to, and he admitted this to me in like voice chat. Now, I wouldn't leak DMs. That's not my style, you know, even if it's someone I hate. It's just like, if maybe they open that floodgate, okay, but it's just not something I would fucking do. But this is just hilarious because like I already tried to tell everyone this. This is why I have AR Gold muted as soon as I figured that shit out. Oh, he just legit wants his like 132. That's the thing. I keep saying that number because like, where do you think I fucking broke down the math and I stunned Gold with it? I'm like, you what, make 138.45? And he was like, well, it was, and then he like said what it was. I don't know. Anyways, he messaged Sapp, though, of all people, to say this. Hey, would you like to be a part of a group chat I'm setting up for verified Twitter users? The idea is to support one another by liking and commenting on tweets to boost verified impressions, which now directly impacts payouts. We all tweet for fun, but if verified interactions can mean more money, why not help each other out? Let me know if you're interested. And then AIR Gold goes, yes, that's me. Now tell us if the rumor I heard and the one you can hear in this clip is accurate. And then you got Tony Khan over here yelling about, oh, the bots. They're all
Best
bots.
guys, Tony Khan.
Yeah, you're right. And they're all fucking putting your shit over, bud, and making you look fucking bad. And this is what I've been trying to tell you. And these are the fucking people, dude, you want to cater to. All right. Have at it, boys. But yeah, was I not right? Phil, don't miss what I say about this clown a long time ago. Literally a grift for just money. Boom. There's the proof right there. There's the fucking proof right there. Anyways, on to some funnier stuff. Oh yeah, no. And then this is also like, so AIR Gold and this guy who said this about himself are arguing over misinformation, guys.
And you can say, are you a professional? No, I'm not a professional. I sell dick pills and pube trimmers on a podcast. No, I'm not I cover wrestling gossip. And you can say,
you guys hear that? Let's just one more time.
Are you a professional? No, I'm not a professional. I sell dick pills and pube trimmers on a podcast. No, I'm not I cover wrestling gossip.
So why do you care if he's gossiping gossip? And because you didn't gossip the gossip, why do you care? You know what I mean? That's what I really just don't get. But either way, Elboo, I said he plays too much 2K, bro. This is like if you ask Chat GPT what matches to make for Mania. And Elboo says a real N-word Mania card. Okay. Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. Owens versus Zayn for the WWE Championship. Icon versus Icon. Rhodes versus Cena. What? Women's world title, Ripley versus Sky. World heavyweight title, Gunther versus Rollins. Women's championship, Flair versus Stratton. IC championship, Breaker versus Fatu. Orton versus McIntyre. Raw tag titles, New Day versus Usos. Losing team disbands. Falls count anywhere, Judgment Day versus Wyatt 6. 4-way elimination tag team, DIY Street Profits, MCMG Fraxium. Logan Paul and Chad Gable, Damian versus Damian Priest and Andrade with Bad Bunny. Women's IC title, Becky versus Lyra. That's the most Chat GPT shit you could ever come up with. Simone Supernova for $5 says, Sicko Wars, the only war worth the combined testosterone's level of 0. With the combined testosterone's levels of 0. Yes, dude, I'm a stupid idiot. I'm botching all over tonight. I'm incredibly tired. No fucking excuses, though. And we're also watching right now. We got Hater in there. And yeah, a couple things are thinging in there, you know, but either way, thank you so much. And exactly, dude, the least aggressive war ever are the Sicko Wars. And we will continue to chronicle this as we go. Falls count anywhere. Yeah, I just can't get over the card too, dude. It's so funny. So this, my guy Duke Loves Wrestling says, putting the burden on fans to pay your bills instead of holding the promoter accountable is one of the most abusive things wrestlers of this generation do. Humanoid behaviors. So referring to like GCW, Brett Lauderdale, and Ali Catch's injury, and like covering the medical bills and the expenses of that. And Duke Loves Wrestling is referring to wrestlers who start GoFundMes. We covered it on the last show. Sorry, I'm watching this fucking match. I will focus here. I just love Julia Hart. You know what I mean? She's pretty green, though. Anyways, okay. And Aubrey Ed's in the ring. How can your eyes... Let me just... Okay, let rewind. So Duke Loves Wrestling here. He says, putting the burden on fans to pay your bills instead of holding the promoter accountable is one of the most abusive things wrestlers of this generation do. Humanoid behaviors. Duke, I vehemently disagree with that. Alley Catch, we covered it here on the show. GCW, she did a dive on Effie. She twisted her leg around. They met the GoFundMe goals right away, which is amazing. The wrestling community can do that. Man, if you guys live in America, like, they're not going to insure fucking pro wrestlers. So, I mean, I just disagree. Why is it humanoid to ask for fans to help? It's not like she's living lavishly beyond, like, her and a teacher are probably neck and neck for lifestyle and shit. You know, if a teacher broke his leg in a gym class teaching kids, would you not rally behind that? Now, I know you could say, well, the importance level of fucking whatever, or Lauderdale, he's bringing in all this money, and I get that aspect too, but that's the risk you take to be an independent contractor. You're betting on yourself. You know, like, if we don't make it to the big time, like, doctor bills and shit could be a thing. I mean, it's something you risk, right? So with that, if fans want to help out, let them. Like, here's my whole thing. Why is it a problem that fans help out? I don't get that, you know? Especially people, I mean, think about Virgil, right? He used to get clowned, no lineups. And then now, the age of the internet, it's like Kevin Sullivan is going through something, right? RIP, or Dutch Mantel, let's say, and the fans and the people come together right now over me. They come together and they can help people now. People that I might not even watch wrestling, but shoot, Kevin Sullivan, like, holy fuck, even people like that can come and help people. There's nothing wrong with people helping people, man. So, and trust me, I'm not one of these hippies, you know, let's all just hug it out, man. But I vehemently disagree with calling a wrestler humanoid, dude. Duke. Just letting you know, bud, if you're listening. I don't know. But Brett Lauderdale responds to this goofball Skytel, who is just a fucking goof. Probably somebody who knows. It's just one of these UK goofballs. And Skytel goes, not to pile on GCW for the show last night, but I'm guessing they spent a lot more than they bargained for. Two things to consider. So GCW outdraws AEW, and now they're just going to shit on GCW. It's what the sickos are going to do. They outdraw AEW in the same city. Meltzer makes excuses. Now they hate GCW. So not to pile on GCW for the shows last night, but I'm guessing they spent a lot more than they bargained for. Two things to consider. GCW went past the NYSAC 11 p.m. curfew and most likely are looking at a major fine. I've heard 5 figures, not sure how high. Shut the fuck up. You live in the UK, I'm pretty sure. Hammerstein or at least historically requires union tech, if that's the case, and the show went past midnight, that's another hefty penalty. You're just talking out of your ass. Either way, I don't think this show went as hoped or planned, so I'm guessing they don't go back. I'm guessing they will be back, and I'm guessing they keep outdrawing AEW, you fucking cope lord. And then Brett Lauderdale responds and just cooks them, okay? 1, there's no such rule that is currently enforced by the NYSAC, and the on-site reps have discretion. We've never been fined. 2, the Manhattan Center, Hammerstein, is a non-union house, and the building was contracted until 2 a.m. We walked out the back door at 2 a.m. Boom. And this motherfucker is spreading lies. This Skytel dude, he doesn't ever know what he's talking about. And I swear he works for Tony Khan or something. But yeah, he just completely invented a bunch of lies. And Brett Lauderdale sunned him. And I'm all for these accounts all just getting destroyed. All of them one by one. And, oh, look, your boy Phil made it again. Dirt Sheets, thumbs up. So, Wrestle Purists, there are no plans for Corey Graves to be at tonight's WWE NXT. That's PW Insider. The same day. Corey Graves is expected to return tonight on commentary at NXT Fightful. And I go, Dirt Sheets. SRS says, I know it does, because the other part of it is something I reported months ago. You report absolutely emanated from these. Come on. This is not an original report. Credit where you got this stuff from. It's common courtesy. Do you know who he's saying that to? Chris Featherstone, the guy who broke the Ray Phoenix stuff and had the penta quotes and all that. Now Sapp's going at this dude. right? Who's now breaking through and getting scoops and talking to Ray and Penta and shit. And he has the inside scoop first. And then now Sean's like gatekeeping, fucking reporting. But I thought you're just a gossiper. Why do you care? It's insane, bro. And let's say it's rumors or you got this from like, okay, who cares, bro? It's insane. And then he hides behind, well, it affects people's lives. No, it fucking doesn't, bro. Okay? It absolutely does not. Like, yes, if you're leaking personal information or something, but it affects people's lives when you say things like, okay, this is all I'm saying is Fightful not reported on like Ricky Starks hurt or whatever the fuck, right? Or Ricky Starks and Tony Khan don't get along. And then Starks comes out, I'm not actually hurt. I've been at, what do you mean? I haven't turned down any booking. And they have to do shit like that. You guys partake in that too. Let's not gatekeep other people just because they're getting scoops before you, dog. That's how it feels. That's how it comes across. So Chris's response was fucking great. The reports aren't exactly the same. And this just presents a cumulative case from separate reports of its veracity. So thank you, Chris Featherstone, for saying the intelligible thing. He said, great. So the reports are the same, even though we got them from different places. And this presents a cumulative case, like how science is done, like how news and journalism's done. Fucking wrestling media, a bunch of freaks know we have it and no one else. No, bro, you're supposed to. Oh, so you got that story and he got his over here and they're the same? Oh, so we can puzzle piece it together and go, this is likely what the case is. But instead, you're going to gatekeep them. Because no, we're the only ones and we have to be first. That's the culture. And that's the sickness we have to fucking break from these dirt sheets. It's the sick. Down with the sickness. So here's the last one. Paul Walter Hauser, Stingray from Cobra Kai. He's in a bunch of shit as he's about to brag about here. He DM'd and then leaked himself. So Walter Hauser DM'd all of this shit I'm about to read to you guys. You can see on screen to Conan of all people, to Conan, dude. Okay. Conan. And then he screen grabbed it all and posted it himself on his own Instagram. We're going to go through it. Paul Walter Hauser is an actor in many things. I think he's won Golden Globes and fucking Academy Awards and this and that. Solid actor. I like him. I don't mind that he's a wrestler at all. He's really giving it his best shot and he can do it. So let him do it. And he's not trying to shoehorn his way into AEW, but he is an MLW and some people don't like that. Hey man, it is what it is. He is a famous celebrity, but either way, I quote tweeted this and I just said, it is from the womb of art that criticism was born. Charles Baudelaire. Google Charles Baudelaire chat. I don't know. French dude, poet, wrote shit. Okay. Writer. I call him writer, but he was more than that, But I just wrote, you can't be an artist and be overly reluctant to criticism, man. Somewhere in the 2000s, wrestlers forgot that shit. And I get Hauser's an actor, but he's trying to be a wrestler, so you got to play the part. Hauser's an actor too, so you'd think he'd understand this better than most, because like, are you going to cry at every critic who gave you 2 thumbs down on your movie when you're winning Academy Awards? Like, no. So he wrote all of this and sent it. He's like, something didn't look like Rick Rude and John Cena. They look like Dusty Rhodes and Bam Bam Bigelow. I ain't mad at you. Just educating the thing Disco probably thinks he does on your show. So dissing Disco. He sends a picture of him in the ring that I guess he thinks looks good of himself or whatever. And he goes, it's not like I'm Haystacks Calhoun or Bastion Booger, bro. Because they're just saying he's like a fat slob who's not intimidating. And then he goes on to say 3, you mentioned it. So he's lecturing him like 1, 2, 3, 4. Each point is like a big paragraph like this, dude. He's doing the fucking Sapp versus AR Gold. Hey, 1, you said this. 2, then you said that. 3, fuck you. But yeah, 3, you mentioned I'm not likely bringing eyeballs to products, but can you truly say the same for yourself in Disco? Disco never graduated from the low to mid card. Yeah, but Hauser, don't be a... Oh my God, what's happened to fucking the world, dude? Hauser, he was the fucking highest rated quarter hour dude on WCW at some of their highest rated shit, though. That's the thing. He was over. Do you guys get it? When you're over, you can lose. Roddy Piper never won the world title. He was over. Some people don't ever go to the upper card and they're just over and they work. Road Dogg was never, he was just a tag mid-lower guy. He was over as fuck, man. So that doesn't matter. And for you to say this shit is crazy to me. It's like, you really don't get it, man. Anyways, and your height of popularity was 1 year as a mid-carder in NWO Wolfpack. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. K-Dog, not K-Dog. Dude, Conan was super famous in Mexico, though. I've helped independent and mainstream wrestling promotions get seen in the New York Times, LA Night with Colbert. I agree with all of this. Variety, USA Today, People Magazine, NY Post, and the live Emmy telecast. Damn, son, you fucking got anything else to brag about? 4, he looks like a fat fan. Fair enough, 100%, and I should look more the part, but I can't lose a ton of weight until I shoot my Chris Farley biopic for New Line Cinema this year. You don't have to say all that. You can just say the Chris Farley biopic, bro. And that's amazing he got that part. I was really hoping he would get that part, and that's good. I hope he doesn't ruin the shit out of that. But so I'm hovering between 250 and 260. Also, many of my favorite wrestlers didn't look like Rick Rude and John Cena. They look like Dusty Rhodes and Bam Bam. I ain't mad at you. Just educating the things. Just educating Conan. Oh, here's the first one. So he goes, heard you fellas talking about me on the pod as it pertains to me calling out Hogan. Nuance and context for you and the rest of the Cranberries. I never said Hogan's name. I alluded to him in an analogy that merely stated, yeah, but Paul Walter Hauser, you understand the commonality of language, and we understand what analogies, and we understand when people are alluding and insinuating things, right? Because the things that go without saying, expressions, right? That's called the commonality of language, which we all share. So you don't fucking get to go, I never said him by name, but I just was alluding to him in an analogy. So you were talking about Hogan in an analogy. Merely stated that wrestling is bigger than one man, and then I put over Lucha Libre, hardcore women's, and tech. Okay, Cobra Kai is dope, but I've starred in a Clint Eastwood movie, done 2 Spike Lee joints. Disney, that's such a Hollywood thing to do, is called a Spike Lee joint. Disney films, and I ain't mad at that. I'm just saying it's so Hollywood. Disney films, won an Emmy and a Golden Globe for playing a serial killer, and on deck is Fantastic Four for Marvel and a Bruce Springsteen biopic. I know John Alba will be fucking seeing that. You mentioned I'm likely not bringing eyeballs. We read that part. So yeah, I don't know if Conan responded to it or not. I'll keep you guys updated if he did. And that was our sicko segment. Conan. Okay, let's get into some wavy davy, shall we? As we take a look here at what's going on the AEWs for just a second. As we scroll to the bottom here, I'm going to check in with chat. Sorry, I haven't in a moment. I do know. Let's see. Emil Bougie. Samoan Supernova became a new member. Amazing. I thought you already were one, but who knows? Maybe it's on the other channel. Thank you so much for that. You far too kind. Everybody consider becoming a member. Yeah, it wasn't showing. Weird. Everyone consider becoming a member. 99 cents. Support what I do. Peace out, Samoan. If you're dipping out, see you, buddy. Conan did indeed respond. Okay, so do I have to fucking look that up? Is it a 10 million mile an hour? Oh, yeah. How long is the clip? Is it like 4 or 5 minutes? Something like that? I don't know. When they credential you to death? Yeah, bro. It's like, calm down. We get it. I'm just hydrating, getting some of that secret stuff. And tell your friend, don't talk about me in my promotion anymore. We won't stand for it. I'll find it for you. Thank you. But if it's like a long-ass video, I don't know if we're going to EFAP it, but possibly. There's a possibility. Okay? It's on YouTube. Yeah, I know. But then I got to look for it on the show while I'm watching the bastard Pac make his entrance. Yo, that chick's going crazy eyeballing up Pac, dude. Here we go. We're live, pal. Pac has the worst entrance music this side of Def Rebel. It's 10 minutes Yeah, no, we can't fucking. I'm not, because half of it is disco being insufferable. I love you, disco. But, so it is time. Let's give it a second here. Let's milk it. I'm just gonna talk with chat for like 3 minutes, you guys. Okay, then we'll play some flutes. How about that? I was shocked to see an actor with such a big ego. Yeah, and he left Twitter. So this went down, and then I looked for his Twitter, and I was like, damn, I haven't seen him on the timeline in a while. Because I do enjoy some of his shit about movies. Phil Marks Out coming soon as well. New channel where I do pop culture stuff, and it's not a pod. It's not a live thing like this. It'll be more whatever. But it'll be interactive and shit. Hope to see you guys over there when it launches. But yeah, I like his like movie takes and shit, sometimes and stuff like that. But yeah, just with like educating Conan. But he is right though. He has gotten more eyeballs for Conan and them to be like, he hasn't. I don't know, man. MLW, some of these indies are doing a lot better, and a guy like him showing up and then legit being on like the late show tonight or late night with Jimmy Fallon or whatever this shit is, and talking about, yeah, I'm in MLW. Like I'm pretty sure he did that on a show. He was like, yeah, I got a guitar cracked over me in AEW, but I'm going to be at MLW. He said that on like Kimmel or some shit, So that is a big deal. Whether you if it happened to AEW or WWE, we'd admit the same. So, but like, I mean, would he draw TV ratings? I don't know about all that, And yeah, people just know him from Cobra Kai, but he's won awards for other shit. So I get why his ego's up there. He's beloved by Hollywood right now. But yeah. Upcoming the sizzle to the steak. Yeah, let's see flutes in the chat because let's see flutes. Flutes in the chat. Flutes on standby. Edge and Pack, Cope and Pack. They're just fucking pacing it out real nicely. Okay, everybody, flutes in the chat. I want to see more. Because it is time for everybody's favorite. Hi, Phil. Do your JD impression is more like Tony D'Angelo. Thank you. Yeah, I know. It is kind of like Tony D, But it is what it is. Yeah, it is time for everybody's favorite moment of the show, everybody's favorite segment. It is time for Dave Meltzer's dumb moment of the week. So Wavy Davy has been going to war with Bischoff and Raj Giri. Here's like part 4 of this, right? So Raj Giri is talking about not even responding to Dave or anything, but Dave had to insert himself in this thing, right? And Raj Giri says, I like Tony. He's a genuinely good guy. I think Dave makes it a lot worse for him from mentioning every day about how much AEW makes in profit to responding to AEW booking criticism with, but WWE, it can be insufferable. Tony ain't doing it nonstop, but Dave is. Exactly. Dave makes it worse, as we chronicle here. Raj Giri says, in response to Meltzy Weltsy, and well, Meltzer responds, he goes, because of the double standard. When I say, but WWE is something like AEW is bad because it has too many titles or too many tournaments or doesn't build contenders. And relies on battle royals and 4-ways and stuff. We covered this before and we broke down that's not necessarily true. Do they rely on 4-ways? Yes. Do they rely on battle royals in WWE? No. Do they rely on tournaments? They've done a bunch of them. They don't rely on them, but they've done too many. Is there too many belts? Sure. Here's the thing, though. Before WWE started doing more tournaments and belts and shit, when this was a criticism, this is all AEW does, is what we mean as well. And Meltzer wants to go, well, before, if you didn't tweet this thing out, then you're a fraud and you're scared of the truth. So, Dave, are you a fraud and afraid of the truth? Because the double standard you're trying to apply, it's always a double standard of like Vince's WWE. Now, yes, Triple H has done some tournaments. Hopefully we don't see one for a long while. Battle Royal, I couldn't even tell you the last time there was one. So Raj Giri responds, though, a huge response. Bodies Dave. He goes, well, first off, let's agree that too many titles thing is a false equivalency. You're not seeing NXT or SmackDown titles all over Raw on a regular basis. And that's the other thing. There's too many titles in WWE, but the problem is that there's too many belts in AEW, and then there's too many Ring of Honor belts in AEW, and there's too many New Japan belts in AEW, and there's too many Rev Pro belts in AEW, and there's too many New Japan Strong belts in AEW. You get all these Ring of Honor belts. You get all these belts, bro. The NXT belts, for the most part, unless someone's sitting in the crowd or something, stays on fucking NXT. SmackDown belts stay. Now, yes, there's a little bit of fuddy-duddiness. You have some belts like the women's belt that floats around. We know. But the exceptions don't make the fucking rule, okay? But anyways, meanwhile on Dynamite, you have all these titles as well as belts from other companies. Exactly. When you say WWE does all the same thing, sure. They do the tournaments and stuff too much. But they are doing the stuff that matters, the stuff at the top really well. And they made those belts feel like... So Tony books the C2 or whatever. And the whole point of it is Okada wins again. No one gets more over from this. And then... we get to Kenny Okada. Then we tease Kenny Okada, which it seems like they're just moving away from. You know what I mean? So what's the point of it? Whereas, like, we just crowned the first ever IC women's title. We just crowned the Chelsea Green US title, and she's all over doing shit with, like, Netflix in Europe and all this sort of stuff, you know? And it's just levels to it, and they made those belts feel pretty important. Now, when there's too many belts, they all do get watered down. I agree, but yeah, it's just a matter of like making the important stuff matter and not shoving shit down people's throats that they clearly are saying that they've had enough of. But anyways, WWE is doing way better right now. I'm not saying you never mention it, but usually your analysis of why WWE is killing right now is because of their production and aura, which isn't what got them hot. It was the storylines and characters. And man, seriously, every day you're bringing up AEW's profitability like it's going out of style. Who does that? Stepping back, you don't think that's weird? I own tons of stock in NVIDIA, Tesla, Apple, etc., and I don't go on and on about those like you do with AEW's TV deal. Exactly, because Dave owns 3%. No, but even if he doesn't, it's just here's the thing. I don't care if the show's shit and rich guys are getting richer. I don't care about that. If it's shit, it's shit. None of that matters. It doesn't mean they're comparable. It doesn't mean that especially from a company like WBD, giving them all that money. Now to go, dude, look at this crazy deal that WWE did. Okay. That is like, listen, they're revolutionizing, and the money, it's just like apples to oranges, the amounts and how frequently they're doing these huge deals and shit like that. And the people watching it in comparison, and the houses and everything included, the merch sales, everything included. You just really can't compare them. So yes, these guys are making a bunch of money, which I don't believe, but nobody cares about that. We don't love WWE right now. It's not hot right now because rich people are getting richer. It's hot right now because the stories and characters matter, right? We don't go, oh man, Dana White's sure getting richer off this. We don't give a fuck. When The Rock buys more stock, we all laugh and go, oh, final boss, you know? We're not like, oh, dude, he's going to get so rich and makes WWE better. That's never the claim. That's never the fucking case, dude. It's really ridiculous. Anyways, Raj says, when you say you're critical of AEW like you are with WWE, I call bullshit. You'd use phrases like WCW 2000, incompetent, etc. with WWE, which you never do with AEW, which AEW is akin to at this point, even though it's fitting, and the numbers show that. So, Raj, shout out Gigantic Pop, shout out Matt Morgan, my brother, shout out fucking Raj Geary. Wake and baked Dave right there, dude. Cooked him 6 ways, bro. 6 ways from Sunday. Awful Wrestling sending me fucking, he made an edit. Go and check out Awful Wrestling's edit of Tony and Elbu having a chat. Maybe I'll show it on the show. So Wrestle Talk says that AEW Cope, Adam Copeland, says he sees talent put pressure on themselves to attain high star ratings in matches, right? And He says that star ratings for wrestling, what does that even mean? The pressure that I see talent put on themselves to try and attain this thing that just doesn't even exist. Just go and have fun. That's what it's supposed to be. That's why you got into wrestling, is to have fun. There's no other reason to do it. It's not normal to land on your back for a living. We watched the actual video clip of that earlier. My response was, this right here is an indictment of AEW. I promise nobody in WWE is feeling pressure to put on a 5 Meltzer star match. And look at the difference in TV quality in the houses they're drawing. Dave has not only affected the business in a terrible way, but he's trying to kill it. Now, some people were like, oh, that last part, you don't believe that. No, whether it's by meaning to or not, bro. It's like, that's what the effort feels like. No, he's trying to kill fucking, he's trying to bury anything that's successful. He won't even talk about Netflix Raw. He didn't even tweet out that day. He wasn't even like, man, imagine what the old timers are thinking. Like, congratulations to all these guys. Nothing, man. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm going to keep calling his ass out. So, either way, Meltzer said what tweets this out. You might want to bookmark this one. And so, throwing up the fucking, that's the dog whistle for me. Boom. Right? Talking to Phil. Here's Dave just totally freestyling fake max viewing numbers out of thin air, which he admits he doesn't know. The NFL gets 9 to 10% of the cable audience, but AEW could be 10, 20, or 40%. Let's listen to this utter delusion where Dave's just making up numbers and then claiming Netflix didn't say this. Yeah, but Video Amp said that, and that's what Netflix uses to collect their numbers. Oh, well, it wasn't Netflix. That's the game Dave's going to play. All these fucking pussyfooting around everything. And he's about to just invent fucking numbers out of thin air for inconsequential max.
Last year when it dwindled, especially Nation 34, I absolutely was alarmed. And I mean, if it cuts in half again, if it goes from, whatever these numbers are now, and it cuts in half like it did in 1834 from last year, unless I get some good max numbers, I would say this isn't good. But if it just slowly dwindles down, I'm going to say that it's exactly what I expect. Slow. People are going to switch to max, and that's fine. You're not losing anything.
It's not dwindling or anything. It's the exact same, Dave. He's coping. It's the exact same that it was. Okay? And then, if people stop watching, then I guess you could say they go to max. No, I would just say that they're done watching this show like everybody's been done watching this show.
I don't think that they have lost viewers. I think it's only a positive. It has to be only a positive.
No, it's so far this year. It's we don't even know, but it's very clearly it's a positive to a degree. Is it a giant positive or just a small positive? That's the question that we don't have answered. But it's absolutely.
It's a small positive, or else they'd be like, oh my God, look at these numbers. That's the answer, Dave. It goes without saying, right? You're smarter than that, I hope.
Because, at worst, we're talking there's going to be 10%. And I think it's going to do more than 10%, just because.
Listen to this. So Dave's trying to add 10%. So magically, the ratings have been in the 600,000s for fucking ever. And now magically, no, man, that's like 60K or whatever the fuck he's trying to say. 75K. It's more like 10K, Dave. If you really look at it, man. And then listen to what he's about to say. AEW get 10%, but NFL will get what Meltzer said, quoted, 4% or fucking 9 or whatever. No, it's not bigger than the NFL anywhere in any way.
And I think it's going to do more than 10%, just because NFL's 10%, and that's older audience. And, it's not an audience that's as whatever I would call, you know what I mean? Like if
it's not an audience that whatever I would call, you know what I mean? No, we don't know what you mean, Dave, because you didn't tell us what you would call it. You just interrupted yourself.
Whatever, like Sunday Night Football, where people are just used to watching NBC.
Is he not going to say what he would call it? Wait, chat, am I fucked up? Is he not going to say what he would call it? Hold on. Let's back that up.
Whatever I would call, you know what I mean? Like if
hold on, wait.
And it's not an audience that's as whatever I would call, you know what I mean? Like if whatever, like Sunday Night Football, where
what whatever I would call, Sunday Night Football. Tony
The best
Khan.
guys, Tony Khan.
That's like a blink and you miss it one, right? Like it almost slips past you. That's fucking legendary Dave right there. What you would call what? The key demo? What are you talking about? I hope Dave knows that Netflix doesn't measure 18 to 49s and shit like that, eh? They don't look at it that way. So what is he talking about? You wouldn't call their older fans, so I wouldn't call them, hip like me, doing this 50 years, but I mean, I'm not an old podcaster.
People are just used to watching NBC. Plus, NBC's in way, way, way more homes than cable anyway. But people are used to watching NBC, and they're still like, Peacock gets about 10% more, 9% more is the exact number. But so it's gonna.
So why would AEW do that? So WWE does this, so of course AEW would too.
Be more for wrestling, because it skews younger, and because the wrestling audience is more used to using streaming services, because there's it's just more conducive to it, because WWE went to Peacock so early and everything, or before that had the W Network, and there's all the other wrestling networks out there. So it's going to be higher for wrestling for sure, because of the nature of the fans and how the fans have been weaned. But again, I don't know if it's 10%. Okay, it's good. If it's 20%, it's better. If
it's 20, that would never happen.
40%, then it's pretty.
If it's 40, NFL gets 10, but hey, if AEW gets 40. Yeah, that would be great. That'd be great for the NFL too, bro. What the?
Great. I don't know.
Based off.
Then great. I don't know. Yeah, we know you don't fucking know, bud. I could be a top football analyst, and AEW would outdraw the NFL. Patrick Mahomes. So Meltzer and Raj, dude, they're going at it again. They're going to war. So Dave Meltzer points out that WWE has 19 titles and AEW has 15 titles. And then this guy's like, WWE has 11. NXT doesn't count, because it's true. It's its own like fed kind of. But if you want to count it, sure. But again, you don't see the belts all over the place. Raj Geary goes, context again. Watch a month's worth of Raw. How many titles are defended on the show during that time? At most 6. Now do that with Dynamite. They literally have 3 men's mid-card titles on the same show. And then all the silly ROH titles. It's a bad faith comparison. Absolutely is. It's Cope. It's just him fucking Adam Copeland, dude. It's all he fucking knows how to do anymore. So Raj Geary responds back to Dave again. So Dave responds and says, yes, go back to Raw and Dynamite over the past month and count them up. And again, we can't operate with exceptions making the fucking rule, guys. So if there's 1 month where AEW just so happened to have less title matches or less champion spot, it doesn't mean that in the last however long, okay, since the inception of AEW, it doesn't mean that it hasn't been happening to the point where it's noticeable. What show, okay, let's just ask this. What show has belts from other companies? Like, Dave is not counting ROH belts, right? Or is he? Maybe he is. I don't fucking know. Is he counting? We should look that shit up. Maybe he's counting the ROH ones as well for AEW. But either way, man, it's just a weird thing to cope about. And just to honestly not be able to say, well, I mean, it's okay to say WWE has more titles. Yeah, sure they do. But exactly, if you don't count NXT or how often you see them, which again could be a problem. Oh, you don't see your champions enough. They just pop up and that's all up for debate. But what Dave's trying to do is be like, oh, see, it's okay but not over here. No, it's the booking, Dave. He just can't admit that the booking and the creative is bad, and that people don't want to see Ring of Honor belts is what we're talking about too. We don't want to see Jericho wrestling for the Ring of Honor title in AEW shit. We don't want to see the 6-man Ring of Honor belts on AEW, bro. Maybe once in a while, if there's like a crossover or something. And now if you're looking at the screen, the Whitepool Combat Clan have FTR and the Rock and Roll Express kidnapped again. So they keep kidnapping them, releasing them out in the wild, and then kidnapping them again, and then releasing them out. This is stupid. They'd go to prison. None of this makes sense. Moxley's cringe as fuck. And yeah, this is exactly what Dave can admit. Like, no one wants to see this shit. And the faster you all admit no one wants to see this shit, the faster we can get to seeing shit that people want to see. To put it as simply as I can, because I've said this every which way other than in fucking Mandarin. I got to say this shit in Cantonese or in Japanese so Meltzer fucking understand. But yeah, Dave is just bad faith arguing here. And so I'm just watching this Bumbaclot Club thing go down here. Raj Geary responds, Dave, in good faith, do you not see the difference between brand-specific titles and titles on every show? Do you not see the difference between AEW having the TNT Continental and International titles versus Raw having one mid-card and SmackDown having one? Exactly, Dave. Thank you, Raj. Much smarter than I. Said that brilliantly. And no, Dave doesn't understand it. So we're taking a Tony Khan timeout to watch this beatdown. Same old shit.
The best
Same
guys,
old
Tony
shit.
Khan.
Same old shit. Same old shit. Cash Monet for $2 says, legend have it. Dave is still working on that sentence. Yeah, 8 million words.
Stupid idiot.
8 million words and the long 80 million. And the longest sentence was 1 million words if you count all the ums and ahs and actuallys. Tony Khan. If you don't count Tony Khan, it's more like 20 million. So Jay White comes out to make the save. It's just so like we've seen this so many times. We're stuck in a fucking time loop. Yeah, that finish was flat as fuck. And then Yuta's getting all the... It's like him and Jay White. They're going to really try and use Jay White to get Yuta over. I can't fucking believe this company, man. Oh, man. It's the same thing we've seen so many times, chat. Is it not? It's the same fucking thing, man. Including the Blade Runners? Is that what the fuck Shivani just said? Is that what they call Switchblade and the Outrunners, the Blade Runners? Or did he just botch because he just watched a movie last night? This is so cringe, man. So who... Like, what's... You can tell that there's no end to this in sight. Moxley just shows up and goes, okay, so we're going to beat the shit out of fucking Edge, right? Okay, so we're just going to beat everyone up again, right? And it'll be cool, man. And then they just dip out. And then the show will end, or what? Fucking Yuta. Yeah, what a fucking bad... Yeah. We'll see you Saturday night. Yeah, we're going to be watching SNME and that bullshit at the same time. Fuck beings, chat. What a goddamn bad wrestling show that really is, man. Let's just be honest. Like, the same thing. They just did the same
Stupid
shit.
idiot.
Again, that they've done 40 million times. So Dave Meltzer, he's mixing it up with Jimmy Corderas. So Jesus, man, they go back and forth. So this guy goes, want to talk about money? AEW on $555 million for 3 years. And then Jimmy Corderas said, and like I said, their attendance and viewer numbers are trending down. If things continue to go down, they run the risk of WBD exercising a clause to end their deal early. Educate yourself before tweeting. Dave Meltzer responds and goes, the clause is 3 years. WWE trended down badly through 2021. Here's the problem. You can't compare them, Dave. Yeah, so 2021, they trended down badly. Guess what? There was no fans in the thing, so it was awkward and weird and cringe. And also, they brought it back tenfold. And also, They had done good ratings for fucking like 50 years. You all want to talk about they have a 60-year head start. So that's why people look at that and they go, well, WWE has ebbs and flows. But I mean, it's probably most likely the pandemic and having no fans there likely are what caused that dip. And AEW had a dip too. Okay. And now, like, compared in hindsight to, especially, it's just been trending down and down and down and down. We're going down, 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 sugar, we're going down, swinging. But yeah, so it's always, what about WWE? But then when it's like, well, WWE this, well, AEW's only 6 years old. I mean, come on. Bro, you can't do the whataboutism and then not accept the whataboutism in return, which you don't do, Dave. So this is just Cope, hot and fresh out the kitchen, man. He goes, the clause is 3 years. WWE trended down badly through 2021. They were also in zero danger of being canceled by USA because they've been on USA for 30 years, so they're not going to let 3 bad ones fucking ruin the entire relationship, especially when they bounce back the way they did, you stupid ass. Dynamite is the top-rated show on TBS most weeks. There are exceptions, but most stations aren't in a hurry to cancel their highest-rated show. Jesus Christ, man. And then Jimmy quote tweets and says, Dave, please stop jumping in with the but WWE stuff. It really is getting tiresome, and honestly, I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, but your constant defense of AEW is why so many in our business say you have a clear bias. As a journalist, you're not helping your case whatsoever, man. Not at all. And then Meltzer responds to that, and he says, what did he respond to that? I think it fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up. EC dub. EC dub. Where is it here? So he goes, sorry, but anyone who says I have a bias doesn't read my writing. Like the bias, it's the holy gospel, Tony God. Actually, you know what they call but anyways, so CMLL. Sorry, but anyone who says I have a bias doesn't read my writing. You know, I cover actually the business. AEW is, or at least declining in popularity. The jury is out with the new exposure levels. You absolutely can say that. So it's just, well, they're only not as popular because of the exposure. And it's not because WWE is good that they get more exposure. It's just because Jay Uso's not cool. CM Punk isn't cool. People don't like Cody. Roman's not cool. People don't like The Rock. People don't like John Cena. People don't like Chelsea Green. Even though Michael Bublé is like, yeah, I love Chelsea Green, even before all this shit, Dave. And you are just coping. Like, them having this exposure has nothing to do with their good years that they put in. While Tony Khan was just an itch in his daddy's sack. You know, it's crazy. I cover business. AEW is, or at least was, declining in popularity. The jury is out with the new exposure levels. You absolutely can say that, but you are making stuff up now about the deal and the idea of cancellation. If you tried and act like WWE is collapsing and would die a few years back, I'd say the same thing. No, but you wouldn't, or like you'd say the same thing, but Jimmy wouldn't say that because there's no hope of them, especially during the pandemic when there were no fans. That shit sort of worked for UFC because it's people fighting, you know, and people just throwing fists. It's like, all right, there's something visceral about that anyways. But pro wrestling, the whole shit is fan interaction. So until they got those video boards in there, it really took a while for a lot of people, you know, to get into it. And you can say that positively because what were they doing? A bunch of Roman stuff. And then what helped turn everything around? All the Roman stuff and coming out of the pandemic and everyone getting into the bloodline stuff. So they stuck with it. They had a vision. They knew a story they wanted to tell. And then when they came out of the pandemic, how good that story actually was, the fruits of that labor showed by how big the business is now. But Dave won't ever admit that. Fucking crazy. He doesn't understand. So this Jamie Combs guy says the difference is the WWE tournaments were booked by someone that knows what they were doing. AEW tournaments are not. Meltzer goes, sorry, but the Continental Classic booking in the end was excellent. He goes, see how easy it is to put that together, to tell a story of the babyface needing 3 to 4 things to happen on closing night or be out but getting in. And I quote tweeted this and said, Dave doesn't understand math. Dave, you don't understand how math works. That's not clever booking. It's an inevitability of booking a tournament that the results are based on mathematical fucking equations. Now, yes, if you're skilled, you can book it that way. But just sitting there and saying all this shit in the Observer that wasn't implied on TV and Tony never thought of, and they weren't trying to get over, and it didn't matter because it was just simple math. 3 + 3 + 3. Okay? For that tournament, having 3 to 4 things to happen on a closing night or be out. Yeah, that's how math works, Dave. So that's just no matter how you book the Continental Classic, 3-4 things need to happen for people to be out because you wrestle 3-4 fucking matches and it's 3 fucking points each match, Dave. So that's just an inevitability of this tournament. That's not like some genius thing. And I hope I know I'm fucking seething here. No, but no, it's just like, I hope I'm conveying that correctly. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, that's just the inevitable outcome of having the outcome of matches based on math, dude. Every time there's going to be 3-4 things that need to happen for people to point in and get, it's so stupid. Like, watch another sport. We get it. While keeping most of the guys alive on closing day. Okay, maybe that took skill. How do we keep everyone alive? So if I 3 + 3 this guy, and then I don't 3 + 3 this guy, that guy will be alive. Oh, genius booking, next level. The exposure, the great Continental Classic. While keeping that was Gato quality, and he's the best tournament booker in history. Holy fuck. Then he just compares him to Gato, and Gato's like, bro, shut the fuck up. I hate you, and I don't want shit to do with AEW. You're killing New Japan. Shut up. That was Gato quality. No, it wasn't. No, it fucking wasn't, dude. Yeah, so this is, we already fucking listened to this. Meltzer making up numbers about the NFL, Patrick Mahomes. And so this guy, 828 Music Management, says, Dave is bad for AEW. At this point, people around Tony just tells him what he wants to hear as long as the check's still clear. Eric Bischoff says, if Tony is half as smart as Dave thinks he is, Tony would pay Meltzer to keep AEW's name and business out of his mouth and out of his dirt sheet. He's killing any chance, as remote as it may be, of making AEW or making the AEW brand cool. And that's what I said earlier. Yo, he wants to kill it. People are like, oh, come on now, Phil. That's not very fair to say he wants to kill wrestling, but he doesn't know it, whether he knows it or not. Dave is actively hurting. And this is what people mean by there's no hope. Doesn't mean literally they're getting canceled. Like, there's lots of TV shows that stay on the fucking air. Okay, dude? It's just that there's no hope for this to be like what it could have been. Shoulda, woulda, could have been, you know? So Meltzer will never understand that. Here we go. Alvarez wrote for his subscribers on X. And this is about Britt Baker. So here's what Brian Alvarez said. From talking to multiple people within AEW, the Britt Baker stories all over the internet today appear to be blown way out of proportion. She's not being used, and there don't appear to be any imminent plans, but there's nothing to her being finished with the company. So which dirt sheet's lying? Is it lying Brian, or is it
liar?
You know, who's lying?
What you know, you goddamn liar!
And also, are you sure about that? Because according to Elbu, you and your guy, you broke up with Adam Cole. Fuck you. Go home. I'm not putting up with this shit. He's my friend. Right? That could have happened for all we know. So I don't know, Alvarez. We're fucking playing you close, buddy. We're watching you. So Dave Meltzer now responding to Marks and just talking shit, man. Like talking shit about Bischoff, and then he wonders why he gets smoked, bro. So this Arthur Lofton guy goes, if you ask Dave, Tony, and Eric, which one of you had the #1 wrestling company in the world, Eric would be the only one with his hand up. And then Meltzer goes, he'd also be the only one to file for bankruptcy and the only one to kill multiple companies and have no business successes within this century. Name more than one company that Bischoff killed. So first off, Bischoff didn't kill WCW. We all know that. That's just a fucking fallacy that everybody knows is a fallacy. Name another company he killed. TNA. Last I checked, TNA just outdrew a fucking Dynamite.
Sometimes in life, you got to be a hoe.
For their pay-per-view, and their aiming to do 7K and shit if they're able to do that. I know it's not going to be an immediate thing, but they're working their way up, and GCW just outdrew. So last I checked, TNA just got a new TV deal too, bro. So what are you talking about? He killed TNA? Is that what Dave means? What is multiple companies? WWF? That's still going well. So what is he even saying? Anyways, though, Dave, Tony, and Eric, which had a successful company. Yeah, Tony's isn't successful, so he couldn't stand up and put his hand up, but he would be the first, let's be honest. And Dave's never fucking ran a professional wrestling company. So Eric Bischoff responds and goes, the Black News Channel, BNC, faced significant financial challenges and officially shut down in March 2022. Here's a concise overview of their bankruptcy situation. So listen, we covered this on the show because Awful brought it up. The Black News Channel, owned by Shad Khan, went bankrupt the fucking same day they were tweeting out, oh, we're looking new creative and expansion and everything's great here. Legit. The same fucking day they went bankrupt. Right? Awful broke that down in one of his many videos. It's owned by Shad Khan. It went fucking bankrupt. Now, Dave will skirt this and go, oh, well, that's not Tony Khan. But it is. It's the same source of money. It's the same well of money. I don't care if Tony made $1 million as the stats guy for the Jaguars. How the fuck did he get that job? It's the same thing as if his dad just put $1 million a year in his pocket or whatever. It's the exact same fucking thing. But yeah, they announced their shutdown only 2 years after its debut in early 2020. The channel aimed to provide news from a Black perspective, but struggled financially. At the time of closure, BNC was reportedly in debt by approximately $50 million. The closure resulted in over 200 employees, primarily people of color, being laid off. There were also reports of employees not receiving their final paychecks for hours already worked. That's the cons, bro. Con. And then that fumble with the Jaguars, right? And look at the bullshit Dave's spewing here, dude. Fucking madness. So Northern DC for $5 says, let 2025 be the year that the wrestling community as a whole finally rejects the star rating once and for all. Bro, you know what? The sickos won't do it. And then idiots like Ibu does his versions of the
best
star.
guys, Tony Khan.
But yeah, I think people have rejected it. It's so stupid. Edge is saying so many wrestlers in AEW, like unless you're in La La AEW land, you care about what Meltzer has to say. And yeah, if you just can't admit that fool is helping kill and diminish the company, I'm so sorry. You're a lost cause. It's just what it is, man. But I agree with you. But I don't ever want Dave to stop, dude. I want him to keep doing this. I want to keep roasting him forever. You know what I mean? So Dave Meltzer also thinks he can speak Japanese, by the way, is what the mole said. And then I quote tweeted it, and I think I unbookmarked it by accident. The Phantom Ghost Bar, the great Phantom bookmark guy. I don't know. It's terrible. Anyways, I quote tweeted it, and I wrote the best guys Tony Khan in Japanese. And I thought that was funny. Got like 2 likes. So there you go. But that's funny if he does. Konnichiwa, Dave. Eric Bischoff responds to Meltzer again. I told you, Dave's going at everybody. So Meltzer says, he'd be the only one to file for banger, whatever. So Bischoff owned him with the BNC, and then he owns them like another quote tweet, though. He's like, Beatnik Investments, LLC, owned by Tony Khan and his sister, owns a... Oh, shit! So it was actually Khan, and it was actually Tony, not even just his dad. So it's an even bigger own on Eric's behalf. Let's drop an explosion for Easy. So owns AEW and was an owner investor in the BNC filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy on behalf of BNC in 2022, 50 million in debt, blah, 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 200 layoffs, Chapter 7. So just completely owned. Meltzer, of course, didn't respond because that's what Dave does when he gets owned. Alvarez again, just saying that the Britt Baker stuff was blown way out of proportion, which who knows what to believe. So Meltzer responds again to this guy, Flex Duger, who says, okay, Bischoff is the only wrestling promoter to beat Vince, which is facts. And then Meltzer goes, he didn't. He was ahead at one point for sure and lost in the end. Many at the territorial level, Watts, Crockett, Jarrett, and Von Erich also beat Vince in their areas for a short period of time, and eventually in every case that changes as well. Vince never beat the Japanese groups in their markets. although at certain points may have been stronger and perhaps would be again now. Dave, they drew 16K for their biggest event of the year. That's what WWE does for Raw every week now. So it's like that. Maybe. No, it's what it is. And just to even say this is so fucking delusional. When Eric Bischoff even was working with the Japanese to help enhance their shit, and he did a show in North fucking Korea to try and help boost wrestling around the globe, Dave, while you were fucking picking papers and fucking, writing all 80 million words, writing a million ums and ahs, dude. Bischoff was like actually doing the shit you think you're talking about. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. The Von Erichs outdrew WWF in Dallas around fucking before he went to WWE for sure. Like, yeah. Yeah. Okay. And Jesus Christ, man. Vince was almost bankrupt and shit himself. You want to talk about bankruptcy and shit. And that's what Dave doesn't understand the value in either. And neither does Tony, because he's never truly been knocked down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. They don't understand, like, having to claw your way back up. And so, like, Bischoff had to claw to get to where WWE's on their back foot. And Vince had to claw through some really bad years and being sued and stuff. And then WWE, as Meltzer pointed out in the pandemic, they had to claw back and get their popularity back. Help get it mainstream again. AEW, they're in the place where they could be clawing back, but they're not. They're just doubling down on like the worst shit ever. And it's just not working. So at the end of the day, it's not working, Dave. Oh, TV deal. Cool. WBD's made a bunch of bad TV deals and shit. Not working. Don't matter, The best guys, Tony God. So PJ Taint says GCW sold 400 more tickets than AEW at Hammerstein. What do you have to say about that? Meltzer goes, both sold out. Both sold out.
You what?
Oh my God, Dave. Both sold out. One had a bigger stage than the other. Also, the difference was 190. Why would I care past reporting the number? I was just curious. It's funny to me that the alleged second best company didn't sell as many tickets as an indie that only diehard fans know exist. It was also a better show. Oh, fuck. And then he gets ratioed because Meltzer blocked him right after this. But, dude, just owned him. PJ Taint, shout you out, man. Absolutely destroyed Meltzy. Oh, my God. Because it's true. GCW fucking outdrew them. We can't deny that. We have to stop living in cope about that. It's just the truth. And Dave's like, oh, I want to live in cope. Adam, oh, you mean like cope? Oh, not Copeland. Okay, yeah. Oh, the god of everything. Kenny Omega. Oh, dude. It's pretty sad, isn't it, man? What isn't sad, though, is we've had over, like, how many fucking 330 people, over 350 the whole night, over 330 this entire time. God damn, it's amazing. We're just growing so big, and I really love it. And this Saturday is going to be a huge stream. You don't want to miss it. We're going to do the pay-per-view and the SNME at the same fucking time and see what's better. And George is going to join me. Switchblade 97 says, Dave speaking on the Raw Netflix numbers. He says, oh, thank God this is in here. Yeah. So he says that the 18 to 49 will be the key number for Netflix. Netflix doesn't even measure 18 to 49, and neither do Video Amp. How can the key number be a number they don't even bother to measure? So Meltzer goes even with this. So this is why he's lying, gaslighting. He's uneducated in the fucking television business. He even tried to say Netflix didn't report those numbers. Yeah, but Video Amp did, but not Netflix. Yeah, but Netflix gets their numbers from Video Amp. And then Netflix did come out and confirm them. Dave just looks like a dumb, stupid asshole. And then now he's about to make up a lie here. And then his stupid, dumb fucking, and I hate to do this. I hate to just go, everyone's stupid. Look, and we're not looking down. We need to convert you dumb fucks, okay, who still pay Meltzer money and who will go regurgitate these lies. I'm convinced you're the bots Tony's talking about, by the way. I swear Tony's funding The reason Dave fucking licks his balls so much is because Tony's funding all the bot accounts that give him his $14.99 every month. Pardon me, but anyways, though, listen, Netflix doesn't even measure 18 to 49, neither do Video Amp. What has your boy Phil been saying too for so long now? Does 18 to 49, does that really even 18 to 29? Oh, sorry, they're moving the numbers around. Does that even really matter? Are we just looking at overall like all the streamers do? I've been saying that forever. Boom. Here we go. Other people are catching up now. It's good to see. So Meltzer goes, even with the same viewership, that doesn't mean it won't be a hotter product since the key demo is 18 to 49. So if 10 million people watch WWE, right? But only 3 million of them are 18 to 49. And then let's say 3 million people watch. I know this is insane numbers. That would never happen. Let's say 4 million people watch. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, let's say more people in the fucking key demo are watching AEW, but they're being trounced by like 6 million viewers, let's say. Is Dave still going to say, oh, it's not hotter because the key demo? Meanwhile, Netflix doesn't care about key demo to target what's hot, bro. That's not how streamers do this, Dave, because you don't know what you're talking about. And he goes, and we won't have those numbers, and I don't believe anyone will have them. But based on the NFL, the streaming, blah, 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 blah. And then we heard what he said before, too. Oh, the 10%. And I mean, if AEW does 40%, it's really good. That would never happen. Well, hypothetically. Well, why even hypothesize that? Yeah, Dave, we know 40 is more than 10. And so, as I brought up before, Dave doesn't understand math, right? He doesn't understand 3 plus 3. He doesn't understand that AEW is not bigger than the NFL in any way. He doesn't understand that if 6 million people across the globe watch a show and not even 1 million across the globe watch another show, the key demo doesn't matter. Clearly your key demo's off there, Dave, right? And so you're out of touch. And that is why we roast you here. And that is why I do what I do. And that is why I have 350 people watching me throughout the entire fucking night on a Wednesday night and on Saturday nights. It's because you're a dumbass. So please, Dave, never stop. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Dave Meltzer's Dummy Dumb Dumb moment of the week. Netflix don't care about age. They care about you paying a sub. That's exactly it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all so goddamn much for being here with me on this day. A beautiful Wednesday, the great PWT live show. Guys, Saturdays, Mondays, it goes down. This Saturday is going to be a huge, big one. It's going to be amazing. I can't fucking wait. And then the Rumble, we're doing a smash cast for the Rumble. It's going to be a great time. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all very much. And make sure you hit the like, the subscribe. Consider becoming a member. It's only 99 cents. Consider becoming a patron. I don't know what the fuck. I'm doing a content dump on there soon, I promise. And yeah, Phil Marks out coming soon. Also, yeah, just lots of stuff in the woodwork. Me and Grapple Vision linking up tomorrow. So I'll drop that tomorrow night or Friday morning. Take care of each other. Drink lots of water. Don't be a sicko. Or if you do, be like a fun sicko. And yeah, see you all in the upside down. Until next time. Thank you, chat. Love you. Peace.
It is a fast-acting viral strain that infects the host immediately, and upon getting sick, the infected will become racked with coughs, sweat profusely, and start to get the shivers and chills.
There he is, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend. Yeah.
You can't literally run a promotion just for the AEW, what do they call them, sickos?
Thank you very much, TikTok and AEW. See you tonight.
Tony Khan started telling people there's no such thing as long-term booking anymore. It's week to week.
The best guy is Tony Khan.
We just secured the bag.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It was just sort of happened naturally. But it was never something I intended. It was just something that happened because the wrestlers asked me to do things in matches, and I do them.
If you run a promotion just for the sickos, you're going to do 400,000 viewers eventually.
effing Meltzer.
You know that SmackDown actually went over and everything?
Yeah.
You know,
What's the point?
the point of SmackDown.
What are you getting at here?
That the DVRs didn't pick it up.
Did they not pick it up?
Mine didn't.
Let's get into everybody's favorite moment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week.
What would you like to listen to in your ears?
I'd like to hear the flute.
Well, if you'd like to flaunt your flute, then we can find you a flautist.
It doesn't help me.
Okay, so complain, but
I will complain.
Let me have my misery.
And when I heard that, I was like, what?
Thank you, fuck you, bye, boom.
You gotta run a promotion for everybody. The sickos can be the ones that buy tickets first and spend the most money on the merchandise.
Because we have just secured the bag.
But like, you gotta promote for everybody. Then you'll have a lot of viewers.
I think we proved a lot of so-called experts. We made them look like idiots. We're not going anywhere. Tony Khan's not going anywhere.
You'll also be there on TNT. You'll be in 2 places at once. It'll be live on my favorite movie. Time Con. So great, Pittsburgh.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It sort of happened naturally.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
Keep themselves safe.
I look and see it's not just me.
Jack, why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit on TV?
I look and see it's not just me.
This place is a fucking joke, man. You're a clown. I quit.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. We call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're 1 and 1 for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild.
No. It doesn't make logical sense, but it makes.
Well, yes, of course.
But it makes wrestling booking sense. Of course, this makes no sense. Of course, okay, it makes no sense. However, in pro wrestling booking, which often makes no sense, you would do that. It's about making money. It's not about anything else. Wrestling's always been about making money first and foremost. That's it.
I look and see it's not just me.
Last weekend was the greatest weekend in AEW history. This is the greatest week.
I look and see it's not just me.
Security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. We call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're 1 and 1 for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. We call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're 1 and 1 for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Get wild!
If you're familiar with how we do things often here on these Wednesdays, it's a lot like one of my favorite movies, Time Con.
What? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah!
SDL. 2 bad bitches, 1 hot shot. B3CCA, bitch. 2 bad bitches, 1 hot shot. Hello. It's that B3 flow. You said you know me, I think you don't. my friends are rich and you're looking hella broke.
With Matt, I'm the real rough rider. Can't keep up, my arms must be tired. Slow-mo, super villain, Zack Snyder. You talk shit, but I know you're a subscriber.
DSL on our lips cause we're naughty. Hannah Montana acting like Miley. We can't stop cause we're the life of the party. Got your man squirming Scotty too haughty.
STL with a dollar sign code.
B3CCA with the 3 cause I'm cool.
Face tat, ass fat, say that. Two bad bitches, one hot track.